We're back. Fixed it. Okay. Hi, we're back. I fixed it. There are character. Harbinger said there were character sheets on the Overlord characters. That's why he mentioned it. Hi, we're back. Hello. I just had to close out and bring it back up. I derped the stream.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like you don't have any viewers yet. So
They might come back in.
we'll
Give them a minute.
just wait a little bit and let it repopulate.
There they are.
There's one.
Are you the entertainment now? Yes, you're the entertainment now. We're back. I had to redo Streamlabs. It broke it.
Yeah, you broke it real good.
I broke it. I'm sorry.
Guys, don't do that again.
I
Don't you have
broke it.
mods
I'm
to do
sorry.
that?
Yeah, we do.
Then why didn't you have the mods do that?
I don't know.
I thought that was the point of mods.
Yeah, what?
I'm so confused about how Twitch works now.
Tab is here. I don't know where purple was at.
I thought you told me you were
Horde is spawning in. They are spawning
I
in.
thought you told me like you knew what you were doing with this.
Don't worry about it.
I'm so confused.
Don't worry about it. We're back.
Alright.
Yeah, there's Valiant. See, they're all coming back.
So far.
They're all shambling back in.
No,
What?
you lost everybody.
Oh yeah, everybody's gone now.
You have cast the stream into ruin and darkness.
I have spurned them all. They're gone now.
Yep, forever.
Hi. Sorry, I had to fix Streamlabs. I want Streamlabs.
Next time, let your mods do that.
They're saying to the hey, feed them.
Feed you what? I have on me. I have a snack cake and
I've got some blueberry cookies.
I have some chili.
I got bonk.
Anyone would like some chili? Would anyone like some stew?
Would anyone like some stew?
Emotional damage.
Valiant redeemed emotional damage. I love you too, Valiant. Yeah, Tab doesn't know how to ban yet. She's training.
Then why is she a mod?
Because she's training.
Well, get good.
Get good. Give blood. She wants blood. Give her your blood.
Oh, tell you what, you figure out how to ban people and you can have some blood.
You drive a hard bargain.
I expect people to pull their weight.
Oh, jeez. Feed the vampire, she says.
Cheese and crackers.
Cheese and crackers. Did you have a good embalming break?
I did. I both had an embalming break and went and checked on the chili.
Oh, good. I said ban. Yes, we did. They are gone now. The bot is gone. Now, we allow robots, but not bots. Two totally different things.
Tab is saying she'll pull my weight. That would be a fucking trick.
She'll pull your weight off the cliff.
Yeah.
Bro! Alrighty.
I'll be the first to admit I am a lard ass.
You're fine. Don't worry about it. What are we getting into next?
Do we want to wait for more people to populate back in? Because I think before you had to do the thing, you had about 10.
Yeah, there was a few in.
Yeah.
That were, I think, lurking.
So we can wait for a little bit.
You like the Warforged? Yes.
We
What
wait-
about, yes, we do like the Warforged. Valiant said, what about, Andros?
Okay, now is that like short term for androids, or are you talking about Andros from like Star Fox? Because I'm gonna be real with you, I'm real fucking old, and that could be either one.
I think you might mean androids.
He's gonna have to clarify because I'm so lost.
Okay.
I am lost and adrift in a sea of nothing.
Valiant, are you talking about androids? Because if so, then yes.
Or Andros from
Yeah,
Star
or
Fox.
Andros.
It
Yeah,
could be either.
fair.
Yeah, I assume so too. Depending on like
He's confused.
there you go. Same.
Tab assumed androids, yeah?
If we're talking androids, then I am of the opinion, both in reality and in many fantastical
It's
lands,
androids, he said.
that sentience is much more important than what your constituent parts are made of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care if you're...
Yeah, we welcome all creatures here in the graveyard.
Yeah,
Not the bots, though.
yeah, I don't
they
care
can-
if
they
you're
can
like
eat a-
some,
They can eat a rotten brain for all I care.
Frankensteinian, like, stitched together, like, lizard tank cyborg fairy
Lizard
hybrid.
tank cyborg.
Yeah, and, like, as long as you can, like, have sentient thought and whatnot, and, you know...
Yeah, that's why I'm sentient, because my soul got shoved into this meat bag.
But yeah, as long as you can have sentient thought and be courteous to others and not be a detriment to society, I'm totally fine with you.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't care, whatever.
You know, like my soul peeking out from you from my eye socket.
That's fine.
Because I'm sentient.
I mean, you know, from a...
Rotten brains are gross, very liquidy.
From a magical perspective, you know, having your soul just hanging out there is...
Very not good. Indeed, very not good.
A little dangerous, but in the case of a necromantically inclined medical emergency, having easy access to your soul would be advantageous.
True.
And also, you know, just go right through the eye socket there and you get straight into the brain case and, you know, if there's any sort of head trauma, you know, most people...
Like dirt brain?
Yeah, most people like to bonk zombies. That is typically what you do to rid yourself of zombies.
Yep. They like to bonk me a lot. No wonder I've got brain damage.
But,
I'm just kidding. I love you all.
Yeah, we populated about half of the previous.
Yeah, I think we're
viewers.
good.
We could start on the example if you want. We could field.
Yeah.
Some
Do you?
questions.
Did anybody have any questions before we go on to the next section? Of like characters and stuff, because I do have the character sheet example, and we can kind of talk about how characters work. They want to know if you have a sponsorship with the Chop Shop.
I am the Chop Shop. I have no idea what that is. I'm just making claims.
He does. Okay, so what the Chop Shop is that's where I go to get my extra spare body parts and stuff, and where the necromancers work that raised me.
Oh, okay. I see.
That's the Chop Shop. That's where the Hordeling, the Graveyard and the Horde gets all their extra body parts and embalming fluid.
Okay, that makes.
Most of the necromancers are really kind. There's a creepy one that stares at me quite a bit though when I go in there, but.
If he stares at you a lot, there might be something there. You might need to investigate that.
Maybe. It's normally a quick pop in, pop out sort of thing. 5 minutes tops.
Oh yeah, like an oil change, but you know,
for body parts, yeah.
I got you.
And organs.
Yeah, you just, you know.
Also, they tell me they're ethically sourced, but don't ask, don't tell.
Oh yeah, that just like my D&D books.
Don't ask, don't tell where we got the organs or the books.
Yeah, very very ethically sourced, because it's either ethically sourced them, air quotes, or you know, pay $500 for a single book, and I ain't about that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not condoning that or anything. I'm not your mom.
I mean, are you sure? You could have constituent parts of my mom. We don't know that.
I mean, the Horde's called be Mommy Corpse before, so I guess that's not too far off.
You could have constituent parts of their mom. We don't know.
True. I don't know where the organs and body parts come from, so you know.
You know, just food for thought.
Yeah, for sure.
Like brains.
Brains. Pasta and brains. Anyway, feed me. You added brains to the chili, right?
I mean, you didn't request that, so I did not.
Oh well, poodoo.
I guess.
We're making I've got some chili over there fixing. Hi. Could have parts of mom. Yeah, I could have parts of mom technically. I could, or even dad. Don't call me Daddy Corpse. Please don't. The mommy corpse is fine. Don't call me Daddy Corpse. I mean, unless anyway.
I assumed Daddy Corpse was Corpse Husband.
Oh yeah, true. No, I don't know Corpse Husband. I'm just a fan. Chilled brains sound spicy. Chili brains sound spicy. They do. Oh no, now they're calling me. I don't know if they're calling me Daddy or if they're referring to Corpse Husband.
Man, they could be
Daddy Chan.
They could be referring to me for all you know. You don't
Lightning
know.
said Daddy Chan, bro. What, do you want them to call you Daddy?
I have no idea.
Alright, anyway, moving on. Before we get into stuff we don't want to be getting into. Unless. No, I'm just kidding. I told you I'm freaking chaotic today.
You're going to have to end chat again and put like an NC-17 rating on this chat.
Hey, I've already got a mature warning. If people don't listen to it, that's their problem.
Yeah, I suppose.
Daddy Dead Man says if you're a skeleton, you can call them Bone Daddy. Oh! Okay, anyway, let's move on before we get too much into the... Ah!
You and your degenerate chat started this.
You leave the hordes out of this. I will fight you. You want to fight? We're gonna fight live? You want to go? I'll throw hands. I'll unstitch my hand right now and throw it at you.
Please don't.
Tab's baby sister, Shong Li, Geodaddy.
Yes. Yeah, that is Big Dong Jong. I know that meme very well.
I horked embalming fluid out of my nose. Help. Tab said, fight, fight, fight. Hello, hello, hello. We're having a little intermission where we're being chaotic. That's what Purple calls him too.
See?
Hello, Purple.
It's not just me. Longly. That's a good. I'm gonna remember that one.
What has this Speak with Dead become?
You're welcome.
You're at school and there's no teacher with you? Where'd they go? I'll be your teacher. We're doing D&D today.
Yeah, same. I'm the assistant professor.
Don't read down, says Valiant. I'm okay. We're not wholesome today. No, this went way not wholesome today. Anyway. We're your D&D teachers today. Don't worry about it. Dungeons and Dragons. What are you doing?
Yeah, click the thing.
What are you wanting?
Just click the thing.
Don't type anything obscene in there, bruh. That wasn't me. We're not wholesome today.
I may have hijacked
BDZ.
the keyboard for that,
Yeah, he
that
hijacked the
last
keyboard.
message.
Lightning said Daddy and her guest will teach us D&D.
Oh, okay.
I'm Daddy Corpse now, apparently. Daddy CC. Okay, did we want to go ahead and tell them about like character stuff?
Yeah,
or do we want to wait for some more questions?
No, that's fine. Unless anybody has any immediate.
You don't know where your teacher is? Your main teacher has to go get a woven test. You don't know what's going on. Today's chaotic. Today is chaotic. We just got really chaotic too.
Apparently.
the stream, I had to restart the stream because I broke Streamlabs and now we're chaotic. Parental corpse.
But yeah, if nobody else has any immediate questions.
Cats, no. Did you see what Cat said?
I see that. I see that. Does that make me the sub?
Oh, no.
I meant like substitute teacher.
Oh, okay. I started to say.
Get your brain out of the embalming fluid.
It stays in the embalming fluid. Oh no. This is not say so.
You did this.
This is not say so. I didn't mean for it to get this out of hand anyway. Tab, yes. Perfect. Lining put sub and said ada.
Man, this is gonna get really awkward when I have to do a bunch of voices later.
Are you gonna do voices for the test run? I didn't know you were gonna do voices.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna do
for
my
NPCs.
best. Yeah, I mean, okay, so we can't showcase terrain. We can't showcase.
Yeah, we can't
miniatures.
showcase terrain. We don't have terrain.
We can't use music. We have no art. Like
we have us and our chaotic energy today.
I gotta do something to spice it up.
Okay, that's fair. I can't do voices. So Purple, there's no auto redeem.
Oh,
You
there
wanna?
absolutely should be. I vote for that.
Okay, I'll make it with channel points. How much do y'all want it to be? David, now you're alone in a classroom, probably gonna watch someone's YouTube. I mean, you could always watch our D&D stream right now. Play coffin dance. What? Oh, they play coffin dance.
Okay, yes, I am familiar with this meme.
Yeah, I've got the meme of coffin dance on there available.
Okay.
No arms, body empty.
Yeah.
No thoughts, head empty.
But yeah, if there's no more, once you're done dying.
Did you all have any D&D questions before we continue on to the next session now that the chaos has ensued?
Yeah, it's gone down to like an ebb.
700 to 1K for the Ada. Okay.
No.
No.
690
690?
690 channel points for Ara. You bet.
You probably stay here listening and doing a little work. No problem, David, no problem. We killed CC.
There it is.
Purple, yes,
See,
690.
They know what's up.
Alright, I'll make one and put 690. I'm not very good at it, but if you all keep redeeming it, I'll get practice. What do I need to roll to get a dragon, Mommy?
You know, funny you should mention that.
You're gonna oust me? Are you gonna fucking oust me?
In her Ravenloft 3.x game.
Oh no, don't do it.
She in fact does play 2 dragonborn females that are married to each other. So,
they're the dragon wives.
You do with that information what you will, chat.
Yes, tab dragon wives. Purple, love me some Ada. One of them is a druid, and the other is a bard. I said the F word. Yes, I did. I said the F word.
Oh, is that a big event on this channel? Because I can just crack I can just go.
I don't curse often.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, Tab also plays in that campaign, and she has a set of vampire twins, and they've basically adopted them.
Yeah, no, if the F word is a big thing for this channel, I will do my best to reel in my natural tendencies.
Okay, I only curse and drop stuff like that on occasion.
Okay. I am doing my best to be on my best behavior, but in normal, everyday conversation, cursing is just basically a form of punctuation for me.
Right. CC wholesome, they said.
But it doesn't seem like anybody else has any immediate questions,
okay.
So if you want to pull up the
yeah, for sure.
sheet and
if you all want to do head pats, when you redeem them, I can go back and forth, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the character sheet that I've prepared today, and we're going to kind of demo how certain things work in like a setting. There's only 2 of us, so it'll just be some back and forth, but hopefully this will go well.
I could do a channel redeem.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Mission failed? What?
If you're gonna do 690 points for you doing Ara,
Oh.
then you should get a recording of me that's like 6 channel points. It's just me like Ara, like real boring.
You're
like
just doing it the board way?
like super bland. No spice at all.
I'll see if we can do a redeem with the clips. We might be able to make one on Blurp and do it that has our sounds.
I was just speaking. But I've been talking a lot, and as this is your channel, why don't you take over explaining
for the character sheet?
Yeah, take over explaining for the character sheet.
Yeah.
Because you have quite a bit of experience as a player.
Yeah, I do have quite a bit of experience as a player. Not so much as a game master or a storyteller, but
if you get anything wrong, I'll pipe up. But I won't be rude about it. I won't be like, you're an idiot. No, I'll just be like, hey.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This actually.
CC the failed goblin merchant. Yeah. You'll see up here in the corner that it has character name. You know what time is it? Now this certain character sheet here that you see on the screen is a 5e 5th edition character sheet. That's how it was made up. You can see there under race that I am a goblin, so I will be playing a goblin this evening.
Question from somebody in chat. I
Yep.
cannot read their name.
Yeah, just a second. David, is it possible to be a wizard and have time-stopping magic?
Yes, that is entirely possible, both in 3rd edition and in 5th edition. In 5th edition, it's much easier. You can get access to it much sooner as a, I believe it's called Chronergy subclass. Chronergy. I have no idea how it's pronounced.
Basically, it's like, if you know your gods and goddesses, Kronos, which is the god of time, it's kind of like that pronunciation. So, chronomancy?
Yeah, but no. Yes, you are correct in everything you said, but the subclass itself is spelled like Chronurgy. Let me grab my phone. I'll look it up.
Okay. That's the way I had figured. But it's time magic, what you were talking about, basically, yeah. Food, Tom. Get you some food. Yeah, goober. But yeah, as you can see here while he's looking it up, this is a 5th edition character sheet that I set up for the testing today. Just gonna be so worlding, yes. So the character name you'll see up here in the make sure you can see it upper left. A lot of the times with goblins, they'll have very easy naming conventions. You'll see she has a speed of 40. So her name is Quick the Swift because she's a fast gobbo, and gobbos tend to view things naming wise very simplistically. In a way, so they'll normally have just 1 or 2 syllables. Another good example of a goblin, I don't know if you all have watched.
There it is.
Oh, there we go. He's found it.
And yes, I was actually 100% correct on the spelling. It is Chronurgy.
Yeah, so it's Chronergy.
Yeah, that's why I pronounced it so weird earlier. Chronergy?
Chronergy? It's time magic.
One of the two. Also, as another point to David, just about anything you want to do in D&D, you pretty much can do. And if there's not official rules for it, a quick Google search can usually find stuff that's called homebrew online that somebody else out there has sit down and taken the time to make and do on their own. Now, one big red flag of homebrew is, one, always clear any homebrew with your storyteller or game master, and two, sometimes the playtesting for homebrew is not that great, and they accidentally make stuff that's real broken, and
actually, that kind of, you talking about homebrew kind of segues into what I was getting ready to talk about, goblins. If you all have ever watched anybody play D&D, I don't know if you're familiar with the group, but there is a very famous group that does play 5e, a little group called Critical Role, and they also have a goblin player, and that character's name is Not the Brave. So you'll often find goblins maybe Quick the Swift, or, I don't know, Stout the Strong, or they'll just be, they'll just have names of...
Blunder the Clumsy.
Yeah, Blunder the Clumsy, or you don't even have to use the. Sometimes goblins will just be named, like, from a body part, like, that goblin's name is One Eye, because he's missing an eye. Stuff like that. So goblins are very chill with their naming conventions.
David, okay, so I could just have the ability of GER from JoJo Part 5. Cool. I am not super familiar with JoJo. If you would like to explain the capabilities of what you're asking, I could probably tell you exactly how to do it in 3rd edition. For 5th edition, I'm not as familiar, but I can probably point you in the right direction.
Yeah, I don't think I'm at part 5 yet, but I think that what JoJo is there are these people.
No, I'm familiar.
That have stands. You just don't know that character.
I don't know that character and its specific abilities.
Okay.
But yes, I am aware that JoJo is essentially Sailor Moon, but with
yeah, I've only seen like the first season of it. I'm not very far. It's big.
Yeah.
It's big. So if you want to explain, David, kind of how the powers work for that character, feel free, and then we can pick up from there while I'm explaining about the Gobbo. So that's kind of the Goblin naming convention. And then you have class and level up there. This one is a level 8. So that's what you'll see here is the level 8. That's your character level. And I kept it simple here. in which I didn't multi-class or anything, but you can multi-class.
What's your subclass and where did you list it?
Oh, I didn't list my subclass up there. Crap. But yeah, you also have subclasses. That's what I was going to touch on as well.
Yeah, well, I figured it was in order of things you were talking about.
I am going to
That's why
explain
I
that once
looked.
I get there. At level 3 in 5e for like any of the characters
Not
that you
always.
make. Not always?
Some characters get their subclass at level 2.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
man, looks like
2 or
David got
3,
back to us.
you have characters that will take on a subclass, and the subclass for this one is Swarm Keeper. And I'll explain what that is here in just a second. His ability is to reverse stuff back to 0. Like you're getting assaulted by someone that's your enemies. 0 point, the enemy attacks
Okay,
you,
yeah.
you
No,
revert
I've
them
read
back.
that.
Okay, you read it all? Okay.
In that ability is actually more common in
Oh, part 5 protagonist.
third
Okay,
edition.
cool.
There's a couple of items I know of that do exactly that.
And it was 3rd edition if y'all didn't hear
There's
him. I
an
might have.
item called the Amulet of Second Chances. It only works once a day, but it literally is just cool. I'm gonna rewind time by about 6 seconds, and everything that happened in the last 6 seconds is undone. In 5th edition, you could probably replicate that with either the haste or slow spells, and then once you get higher level, you get access to stuff like Time Stop, the Chronergy.
The Chronergy might have some extra stuff.
Yeah, the Chronergy was.
Because what the Chronergy, like he was saying earlier, which was subclass, this character here, you love time travel and anime? Yeah, Purple likes time travel and anime. Me too. But with this one, she's a Swarm Keeper, and you can see down here, let me zoom in. Actually, I had Swarm Keeper down here in the feats and trait, in the features and traits.
That is a lot of tiny text. You should probably read that aloud.
I'm zooming in on it.
Oh, okay. That was just. Yeah.
So right here with goblins, this is just some of the stuff I snipped out of the stat block. You don't have to worry about the +2 to dex and stuff like that. That's when you're building it. But as like a special thing, they get dark vision, they get Fury of the Small, and they get Nimble. So there's some of the stuff they get. Talking about down here with the Swarm Keeper, you'll get that at 3rd level. And what Swarm Keeper is it gives you access to a little swarm of things. Be it bees or, I don't know, cockroaches, butterflies, whatever kind of swarm you can think of. And it gives you like a little chart that you can roll onto to kind of dictate what you want to do there. For this goblin, she has a swarm of bats.
Oh, nice.
I didn't write that down, but she has a swarm of bats.
Please notate that. That way we do not forget in the midst of the example momentarily.
I don't know if I can type in this one or not. I can't type in this, but I have the separate character sheet in a PDF that I can notate.
All right, then.
So, and with that, you get little extras here and there too, like Gathered Swarm, Swarmkeeper Magic, and Writhing Tide. And each of those does different things. It's like little extras on top of your like ranger abilities that you already get. There's extra attack, which allows me to attack twice, and we'll kind of cover that. And then Landstride makes her available. Say if you're going through some rough terrain, like it's really icy, since she has Landstride, she won't be impeded by that. Like she won't slide around and stuff on like ice because she has Landstride.
She knows how to like approach it and
Yeah.
walk on it, so it doesn't slow her down any. Okay.
And you all mentioned the Felled Merchant at the top. What that is a background, and you pick a background for each of your for your character each time. So what a Felled Merchant is the way I'm doing it is her family was merchants, and she wasn't good at it, so she's a Felled Merchant. But what that grants her is you get some extra tools, like she got artisan tools and a set of clothes, a fine clothing that she had from that background, and some gold to start out with, which is like 10 GP, which isn't a whole lot, but and then you also get proficiencies, which is your skills. Oop.
I actually have a brief question.
Yeah.
That will come into play momentarily.
And your skills are over here. That's her weapons. And your
Yeah.
skills are like right here. So she got to pick a skill that she was proficient in. And what proficiency means for 5e is that you can take your base. Say if I'm not proficient in it, but say I was proficient in intimidation, which goes off charisma. and charisma is one of your stats over here in the corner. My charisma is low. It was my dump stat, so it's a 13. What a dump stat is a stat you might not need for your abilities. So she's or your build. So she has a 1. So if I had proficiency in that, like I do in persuasion, I would add that 1 plus my proficiency bonus, which since I'm level 8 is a 3. And then I also got something later on in the Ranger class that let me add my proficiency bonus twice. So you'll see down here in persuasion that normally I would only have a 4, but I got to add that bonus in there another time, so it's a 7. And persuasion, what that is say, I don't know, I am haggling with an NPC for an item. I could try to persuade them to knock down the price.
What's an NPC?
Huh? An NPC is a non-playable character. So what an NPC is a GM will make up characters for the setting that you talk about, like a shopkeep. Say that's an NPC. That's a character that's not going to go do combat and is there to talk with you and discuss stuff within the greater narrative.
Yeah, typically, if NPCs are involved in combat, things have gone very wrong.
Yes. So that's kind of like that sort of thing. And what you usually do when you create a character is you roll your stats first. And how you do that is you roll your d6s. You roll 4 of them, knock off the lowest, add those together. That's your base stats. And then as you level, sometimes you can get an ability score boost, which will let you add a +1 to your ability score of your choice. Or you can take a feat instead, which I actually have a feat for my goblin that I took at level 4. So you get them at 4, 8, or
different classes.
Different classes get them at different levels.
Different classes get them at different
So
progressions.
my ranger got it at 4, 8,
Probably gets one at 12.
12 and 16, yeah. 4, 8, 12, and 16. And you can look up these stat blocks online too. There are resources or out of the book, which is a player's handbook. And I'm using the in 5e. There was a new thing where you had the old rangers and then revised rangers. I'm using revised rangers, so it'll have a little bit different stuff than what other rangers would have. I personally like the revised ranger better, but that's just me.
As to what David said,
Your girlfriend is obsessed with MMOs, games and D&D. How good?
Texted by my teacher.
Oh. Texted your main teacher and she said, "How do you know the math teacher isn't there?" "Ma'am, with all respect, you're in the classroom."
Yeah,
Bro.
I've dealt with stuff like that before. It's not fun.
Oh yes, Tab. Thank you. Persuasion is how good you are at talking to people.
And
Yeah.
convincing them that what you want done is the right thing
Yes.
to do. Or the correct thing to do.
Yes. You could also use deception for that too.
David said earlier, well, no GER's user won't know what happened. Only GER itself knows what happened.
Oh, okay.
You can actually do that too.
Yeah.
In 3.x, you could do that through like a familiar or a sentient item, or maybe even like a spirit that follows you around, very much like a stand. Then they also went on to say that their girlfriend is obsessed with MMOs and D&D. Yeah, you could absolutely.
Isn't there an MMO? Is there an MMO supplement?
There
Like
is,
something you could use?
There is a D&D MMO, which is called Neverwinter. It's not bad. My only gripe about it is that it is heavily monetized. It is technically free to play, but once you get to the end game, it is pretty much give us money or grind this as a second job.
But like, if they wanted like a almost like an MMO type setting, like a typical one, they would want to play in like Neverwinter or something like that.
Final Fantasy 14.
Yep.
14 is, I wouldn't say dissimilar to 5e with the way it sort of everything works. There lot of fan-made supplements, both for 3rd edition and 5th edition, that specifically are centered around Final Fantasy because it's a very popular RPG. So you can find just about anything similar to that you want online.
Mm-hmm.
And those will probably either be for purchase or, other means of acquisition.
Yeah. So you can find some stuff, here, there, everywhere. Around, if you will, yes. Mm-hmm. Been clenching your teeth really bad in your sleep? I've done that before. Yeah, it hurts. Also, with certain classes, you can get casting. And what casting is basically your magic and your spells, for those of you who've never played before. This second page, you can kind of detail your character. So my goblin, she's an adult. She's 4 foot tall. Goblins can range anywhere from 3 feet to 4 feet in height, which is pretty small. She weighs about 40 pounds. Her skin color's green, obviously. Her hair is like a silvery white. And it's kind of long, so she keeps it in a braid to keep it out of her face because her main way she deals damage is with a bow because she's a ranger. You can either be melee or ranged. As a ranger, she can kind of do both, but she prefers to stay out of melee combat. And then her eyes are like an orangey color. Like the main part of the eye is orange, and then like the part of the eye that was supposed to be white, it would be yellow. So what's that called? The white part of your eye?
That's a great question.
Well, the white part of your eye that is usually white in humans, hers is yellow, and then the main part of her eye is orange. But yes. How long does the time stop magic last?
Typically it lasts about 6 seconds, but you can modify it with these things called metamagic feats.
Ooh, metamagic is fun.
In 3rd edition, or metamagic points in 5th edition, or even certain class features or magic items can make things last.
Scalaris is the white of the eye. Thank you, Tab.
Can last, make them last longer than they normally would. So you have like a base duration, and then you can sort of modify that through your character's expertise.
Yeah. And then rangers also get access to spell casting. Now, they don't have as many spells as, like, say, a wizard or a sorcerer would have, but they get some things. Now, you might be saying, hey, Cece, what's spellcasting ability, spell save DC, and spell attack bonus? Well, I'm glad you asked.
Nobody asked.
No, rude!
But you're explaining things, so
great, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, a ranger's spellcasting ability is pretty much always going to be, I believe, wisdom. And it's going to be based on your wisdom modifier. Unless the subclass you pick says differently. So my wisdom modifier is a 3, so that's what goes there in spellcasting ability. Your spell save DC is, like, say you're casting a spell, then the enemy would roll a D20. Yeah, that's what this is. And they would have to beat your spell save DC or get smacked in the face with it. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or fail it and have bad stuff happen.
Or fail it and have bad stuff happen to them, depending on how the spell is worded. Your spell attack bonus? My brain blanked. Can you explain spell attack bonus?
That's if your spell doesn't require a save DC. That's for if your spell just requires an attack roll, like a weapon attack normally would. So again,
like Magic Missile.
No, Magic Missile does not require an attack roll. That's one of the reasons Magic Missile is so good. You just point it at stuff and tell it.
Right.
A good example of a spell attack bonus using cantrip would be Eldritch Blast.
Right. Because I have played Warlocks before. Okay. I have played Warlocks before. That wasn't a dig at Warlocks. So yeah, that's how that works. I don't think I've used spell attack bonus for much besides Warlocks.
Question from David.
Yes.
I see that.
Thanks for explanation about the time stop. How long can you expand it to if the base is 6 seconds?
That really depends on how hard you want to specialize in metamagic. You could probably get it up to I'm just gonna ballpark and say like a solid minute, maybe like 30 minutes if you're real like hyper focused.
No, with the minute thing.
Are there cooldowns for your abilities? Okay, so that's an interesting point. There aren't really cooldowns. There are different things. Like you have, like for example, cantrips, 0 level spells in 5th edition. You can use those at will. You can literally use a cantrip as much as you want every single round of combat every time.
Yeah, Tab was making a good point, and I was getting ready to say that. With rounds of combat.
Yeah. A round of combat in D&D is 6 seconds, so everything's happening very quickly. And
we'll demo that here in just a few minutes. Yeah, I can scroll down to my spell slots. Since I'm a level 8 ranger, you can see, like, in the stat blocks once you get into the meat of the game, it will tell you how many spells you have and how many slots you have in total. I have not written down those.
So this thing that we're trying to explain is going to be a little abstract without all of that on the page.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Um,
Hang on a second. I can look it up real quick.
Okay, for example...
So you talk and I'll look it up.
If she had, say, 2 first level
I think
spells,
I have 3 first level and 2 second level, but... Hang on a second.
I'll just wait till you find it. Because that will make explaining this a lot easier.
One moment.
If you expand it to like a minute, it literally just stops time for a full minute. Like,
so I have 4 first level spells and 3 second level spells. I was close.
So the way that works is think of spell slots as your number of times per day you can use that particular level of spell, and then once those are exhausted, they're gone for the day. And so you take, I believe in 5e, what is called a long rest.
He did ask, so if he stops Tom, he stops it for an entire turn?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it lasts a minute.
Yep. Yeah.
Tab's helping too.
Agreed. Yeah, everything Tab said is correct, yes.
Yes, and Tab knows what she's talking about too, so we're good there.
Yep. Now, one of the things that I'm sure differs from JoJo's, if I'm remembering how Dio's stuff works correctly, you actually cannot harm people while in time stop in D&D. That means you can't directly, like, stab them with a sword, but you could, for example, dig out the ground under them, 30, 40 feet with more magic, and then when time stop drops, they get to fall a really long way and, probably break their ankles. But yeah, that's how spell slots work. Certain class features also work on that sort of system of you can only use it X amount of times per day or whatever before you have to recharge. And then certain things you can just use, you unlock an ability and you can just use it as much as you want.
I'm fixing it now.
See, we're updating the character sheet in real time.
Yep. So I'm updating this in real time so that you all can kinda... That one's a little off kilter, but it's okay. It works for what we need. It's not pretty, but it works. There we go. So, 4 slots there, 3 slots on second. It's a little wonky. I don't like that. There we go. There we go. Okay. I think I put those in the correct spots.
Yeah, no, as long as you obey the action economy per round, you can pretty much do whatever you want.
Oh, can you not see on this section? Sorry, I've got it on a different section so we can look at the sheet and talk at the same time. There you go. Probably see a little bit better there, yeah?
No, there's not a limit to the number of stuff of things you can do while time is stopped, as long as you pay the action economy of per round. Because like, if you stop time for a minute, that's technically like 60 rounds.
Yeah.
So you get a move action and a regular action every round. So you could do 30 move actions and 30 regular actions before your time stop dropped, and that's pretty much enough time to do whatever you really want. Yeah, that's for 5e tab. You can attack once per round unless you have like a feat or a class feature that lets you do it otherwise.
Because you'll notice on my ranger sheet here, if I go up, normally I would only get one attack with my bow. Oops, wrong one.
You're gonna have to click on
Yeah, I'm gonna have to click on it. I have it set up to click. I forgot. So down here, I got. Let me zoom in. Right here, where it says extra attack at 5th level. Since I'm 8th level, I got that extra attack. So what that means is, say I go to attack with my sword or my bow, instead of just getting the one attack that I would normally get, I can roll twice. So I can shoot my bow twice or go bonk bonk with my sword twice to hit the enemy. Now I have to roll to see if I will hit them or not, but I have the option to do it twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that about conclude everything?
I think so, yeah. And then I can explain stuff as I go too. Like if I say I'm using something and you're like, hey, what is that? I can go back and explain it.
Yeah. Cover the dice next.
The dice. Yes. So with the dice, I don't have an image or anything of those, but if you'll go look up set of Dungeons and Dragons dice, there are 7 dice in total. If you want me to, I can post an image later in the Discord of a set of dice for you all to look at if you would like. The first one is what?
David's question.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Like,
No problem, Dave. No problem.
In D&D, if you stop time, the way it works is it's sort of that requires a really long meta explanation on how magic works in the D&D universe. But basically, you're moving at accelerated time while everyone else is frozen in place.
I think of it like the Flash.
So you no.
Flash is moving at high speeds.
Yes, but it's not like that.
Not like that? Okay, then you explain it.
The reason why I was getting to that is while time is stopped, you can't physically like touch other people or other beings while your time stopped. But you could, for example, like I said, you could dig out like a huge pit underneath them, and then when the time stopped ended...
But you could physically dig, like...
Yeah, you could physically dig the ground.
So you can't interact with the people, but you can interact with objects.
With literally anything else.
There you go.
For another example, say, like, if you still wanted to, air quotes, attack somebody, you could pile up a bunch of, explosive barrels around them, and then when the time stop ends, just, shoot them.
Now, the way he was talking too, he said something about Dio earlier. When Dio time stops stuff, he can punch people to death.
Yeah, he can punch people to death. So, like, that's very different.
Let me preface, is it Dio stopping time, or is it the stand stopping time? Because if you were, like, connected to your stand, if the time magic doesn't work on you, could you still attack them?
Yeah, sort of. That might actually be how Dio's getting around it.
Because he's having his stand stop the time. It doesn't affect Dio.
Right.
So then Dio can punch while the stand is stopping time.
That's true. That's probably...
So then that's how you could still punch. So you can Dio style throw knives at people. Yes.
That would work.
Yes.
You could throw... That's actually probably why Dio throws knives while time is stopped. And does Dio punch people while time is stopped or not?
I think David said he
Or
does.
does he exclusively throw knives? I can't remember.
I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've watched JoJo. Could you clear that up for us, David? Does he punch or does he throw knives? Or both?
No, I remember distinctly him punching.
Did he punch somebody?
But also, like, I don't ever remember if he was punching people, like, while time was stopped, too.
It's the stand stopping time, but his stand is his spirit. But Dio can still punch with his stand as well.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. So that's probably, like, That's probably just its own separate rules system, air quotes, for how that universe works. But yeah, time stop would still function very similarly to Dio's abilities. You would just have to get kind of creative, like throwing the knives at people is a viable solution. So yeah, for example, you could be carrying around like 40 knives with you and then just throw a bunch of them at the person, and then when the time stop ends, all 40 of those knives, air quotes, attack the person.
Yeah.
Because they were in flight when you threw them.
But though, when you're throwing them, they're in flight, and then they're just paused as well in that little bubble.
Yeah. But also, to be fair, David, you're asking about like really high-level advanced stuff, which is very cool. I like talking about advanced.
Yeah, for sure. He only threw knives because his stand is short-ranged. He used knives to get extra range. How Jotaro uses sniper bullets with his stand.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, but no, this is all very cool. I appreciate the questions.
No, yeah, these are great questions.
But yeah.
Yeah, if you all have a question, no matter how big or small, they are not invalid. Please ask them.
Yeah.
Because if you have the question, more than likely someone else has had it too. Oh, sorry, that's my medicine alarm. Public graveyard announcement. If you all have medicine, please take it because I love your faces. But for now, I think we're going to demo some stuff, so we might be going a little bit longer than usual.
That's fine.
If that's okay.
I've got time.
Okay, great. I will take my meds after. No worries. I was just making sure you had time.
Also to point out, David, the kind of stuff you're talking about that like Dio does would be very like high level in game type stuff that you would do in D&D. You can do like smaller micro and like less powerful versions. Like when you're lower level. But like time stop is a 9th level spell, and that doesn't necessarily translate to character level 9th. That is like you would get access to that at like character level 17 or 18 out of 20.
Oh yeah, for sure. He says he was asking because he's interested in time stop because it's cool.
Oh yeah,
I agree. Time stop is really cool.
Time stop is very cool. 10 out of 10 would agree. Did you have anything else to demo on your picture?
I don't think so until we start like getting onto like the dice section.
Okay.
Let me zoom out here though. I may zoom in because my eyes are not good, so you all might be seeing sections of this. And this is an official character sheet, so this is how they would look as well.
Well, that's not how all character sheets look.
No, this is the 5e ones. I'm sorry, I should have prefaced that.
There are many, even within 5e, there are actually many different versions of character
Yeah, so this is one version of a character sheet that you could use. Yep. There are also online tools that you can use. We personally, in our group, use Mythweavers to keep up with digital character sheets, but that's neither here nor there. If you want to use that, feel free to ask me about that after the stream in the Discord, and I can give you a link to that website.
Oh yeah, there's tons of stuff. Like if you want, I can send you a bunch of links for all.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, whatever they need, we can link it. I can even make a channel to where we can put those resources there for you all, if you're interested too. Just let me know in the Discord, like I said, in the just chatting, if y'all are interested or not, and we can make those available with the resources we have.
If I were you, I would type out like the name of each dice and give like a number range that it can generate to, and then explain how that sort of works.
Yes. Okay. So what we're gonna do is, as I introduce the dice, you can also look these up too, or I can offer a picture later. I don't really have the means to show you these at the moment, like
a quick
in
Google
real
search,
time. But yeah.
Google search.
Ash Not Found. XD, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Horde, welcome to the graveyard. Feel free to grab a shovel and dig your own grave. It's your own journal. Sorry, I had to squint. I only have one good eye, so it's hard for me to read stuff. It takes me a minute. But welcome. Hello. Hi. Feel free to grab a shovel and dig your own grave. It's your own journal. Hi. I think I said that. I don't know. I lost my place. But welcome. Hello. Hello.
Hello, new person.
Hello, new person. Hello, new hordeling.
Sure, what she said.
So I'm going to introduce these dice to you. I'm going to tell you basically what they are. And, yes, and then
They will.
tell you like the ranges they can roll, and then you can look these up too if you're more curious about them as well, or I can offer up a picture in the Discord. Just let me know.
Yeah, a quick like Google image search.
But Google Image will get you what you need pretty
Dungeons
quickly.
and Dragons dice.
Yeah.
Or D&D dice.
Yeah,
or,
Dungeons and Dragons, D&D dice, and they come in all shapes, sizes, colors.
Polyhedral.
Thank you for the
dice.
hydrate. Yeah, polyhedral dice, like, there's a lot. It's the welcome message, you're good.
Oh, okay.
So, this first one is what is called a D4, and it can roll anywhere from a 1 to a 4.
Yep.
So, there's that. And what it is shaped like is just a little pyramid. That's what it's shaped like. And you have any combination of random numbers along the sides of it.
Yep. 1 through 4.
1 through 4. And I can roll those if you want to hear what they sound like, but it's just clickety-clacks. Also, they can be used as 1d4 emotional damage if you step on them in the middle of the night and they're laying in the floor.
There's
There's a meme on it.
There's a big debate in the nerd community, in the geek community, about what is worse to step on, a D4 or a Lego. And both are bad in different ways.
So I should preface this. There should be 7 dice in a set. Sometimes you'll get extra, and usually the extra will be an extra D20 and
extra D6.
an extra D6, because those are the most often things you'll need. Now, an extra D20 is because sometimes you'll get to roll with advantage, and what that is you can roll 2 D20s and take the better roll.
Or you
and
roll with disadvantage.
or you have to roll with disadvantage, which is you roll 2 and you take the worst or the lowest number. But yes, the next one is a D6.
They're your typical Monopoly dice.
Yeah, they're like Monopoly dice or
Yahtzee. Or
Yahtzee.
Sorry. Or
Yeah, Sorry.
If you've ever played any kind of board game.
Yeah, any kind of dice game. Oh, David's got a thing. The reason why Dio stopped using his vampire abilities is because he uses the body of the first protagonist. He has a hard time regenerating it, so he needs body parts. Using a body of a Haman user.
Oh, okay.
Sunlight energy. Oh yeah, vampires die from the sun.
Okay.
Got you. It is a little confusing, but a D6
It's
can
fine.
roll.
It's
Um,
it's anime, man. Like,
what you'll see is a lot of these, like the D4 and D6, their names will usually be what the max roll is. But then there are a couple others that are a little different, like the percentiles, and we'll get into those in just a second. A D6 can roll anything from a 1 through a 6, and it's a it's a 6-sided die, and you have a single number on each one. That is 1 through 6. Rogues use these a lot for sneak attack. What are the D4s usually used for?
actually, they're also used by rogues a lot because the D4
It's a dagger.
is the damage type for a dagger.
Yes, and each weapon has a different damage type, which I think both of mine have a similar damage type, which we will discuss later. Daggers, yes, Tab. The next one is like a butt-to-butt pyramid, like a Egyptian pyramid shape, and it's like you take 2 D4s and stick them together, and that is what a D8 is. So, the D8. And it can roll anywhere from 1 through 8, as the name implies. And these can be anything from a sword, crossbows. I think, do longbows use it? Hang on, let me check. Longbows either use a D8 or a D10. Let me look. Longbows use a D8. So yeah, both my longsword and my longbow for my goblin will use this D8. I am a fast talker. If you need me to slow down and explain anything else, or go back and re-explain, feel free to ask.
David had a question.
Gotta go. Have a nice time playing D&D. We'll do another. Will we do another D&D stream in the future for the weekend? Really interesting, but not here in the week except the weekend.
That's completely up to her. This is her channel. I'm just a guest.
If you all are interested in more D&D later, I would be happy to, as long as I can get, 10 men on board. Stretch, yes please, thank you.
Are we supposed to do that?
You can stretch if you want to, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yes, my back popped, thank you. Ooh, if a user stand gets destroyed, the user dies because it's their fighting spirit. Oh.
That's kind of.
Stretch the guest? They said you stretch too.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
But yes, if I talk too fast or you need me to go back and tell you anything else about the dice, or go back and say it a little bit slower, feel free to tell me. I talk really fast when I get nervous or excited. That is a flaw of mine. I know it is a big flaw, but yeah, just tell me if you get too overwhelmed or anything. Stretch the dusty bitch. She says, "Stretch, you dusty bitch."
I will.
What is up next is they often come in a pair, which is the percentiles. Yes?
Yeah. Well, actually, there's the D10.
There's the D10 and then there's the percentile.
Yeah, there's the D10, which is separate, and then the percentile is used with the D10.
So,
I would explain the D10 first.
Yeah, we'll explain the D10 first. So what the D10 is like a little, it's like a fancy pyramid. What would you call that?
I have no idea what the actual geometrical, like...
I'm not sure what the
shape
geometric shape
or
is,
thing
but...
is, but it's certainly a shape.
And it's 1 through 10, and the 10 is usually depicted as a 0
Yeah, to make room.
to make room. So that's what the little 0 in the parentheses is. So it's like a weird shape. Like on top, you have your odd numbers, and on the bottom you have your even. So 2, 4. It's like 5 sides on the top and 5 sides on the bottom for a D10, is what it is. You all can Google it if you'd like to look at it further. And often the D10 is used alongside the percentiles to generate.
Not always. Some weapons use the D10 for damage.
Did I say always or usually?
I don't remember, but I was just...
But it's
clarifying.
usually used with the percentiles,
Yeah.
depending on what you're rolling it for. But the D10 can also be used for hit points.
Yeah, and damage for weapons.
And damage for weapons.
Some classes
So
use it too.
you'll see the hit dice, a D10. That's what I use to roll my hit points when I level for a ranger. So at level 1, you normally take 10 plus whatever your constitution modifier is, which says how healthy you are. And my constitution is an 18, as you can see up here in the corner. So that gives me a +4.
Beefy little goblin.
She is a beefy little goblin. She is. She's also a quick little bugger. So, yeah, that's what that's for. You can use it for certain weapon types, hit points, weapon types, certain weapons, your hit points to roll those. And then it is rolled often in tandem with the percentile, which is next.
Same shape.
Same shape as the D10.
And it generates a... This one's a little complicated.
Yeah, go ahead.
It generates a number between 10 and 100, but only in increments of 10. So the way it works to generate actual numbers, if you're not going by increments of 10, is you roll the percentile with a D10, and for example, if I reach over here and grab these, okay, so the percentile has come up as 50, and the D10 has come up as 3, so that gives us a number that is 53.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little complicated, but it's not too bad.
But yeah, once you kind of learn it, it's good to go. But oftentimes you won't be rolling percentile for combat. Yeah.
No. Well, okay.
I've not really rolled it that much.
So, fun fact. Well, I don't know if it's a fun fact, but a fact. In second edition, percentiles were how you used skills and things you were proficient with. So, yeah, not that common in later editions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I don't think I've ever used it unless I was generating something like on a table.
Yeah, actually. So the percentile is the most useful in later editions for the storyteller.
Yep.
For generating random things that happen in the world that maybe they don't have planned. To just go, I need to randomly decide what's happening right now. I'll roll these and consult a table.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, those are more often. Did you have a question, Purple, or did we confuse you with the percentile and the D10?
Yeah.
That one can be a little confusing. So the percentile is normally just used with the storyteller or the game master. Normally as a player, you won't have to worry about it. Typically.
Unless your game master is particularly cruel and is like, we only use percentiles.
You can also use the percentiles if you use the one table for if you roll critical fails.
Oh yeah, critical fumble or critical success.
Just confused in general. Do you need us to clarify anything? We can if you have a question.
Go back and start
Yeah.
the entire stream over. I will just start from the top. It's fine. Don't worry.
Don't worry about it. For real though, if there's anything we need to clarify, it is a lot of information. That's why we were starting out with just like the baby basics. Oh, you're busy playing Genshin? Okay, no problem then.
Okay. All right. You're trying
We
to,
got you.
You're trying to multitask.
You're multitasking. We got it.
That is super not advisable for like. That is not something to sit down and be like, I'm going to learn how to play D&D and do something else. It's like, no. Just do one. Or
It's
the
okay.
other.
He can go back and look at the VOD too if he has some questions, I'm sure. And if you have any other questions outside of this, feel free to just ask in the Discord too.
But yeah, learning how to play D&D is not something I would recommend anyone multitask because it's
Yeah, for sure.
It's a lot.
So the next one we have is the D12. And oftentimes this is used for health rolls and some weapons, yes?
Yes. The two most prominent.
Like the great swords and stuff?
No, great swords are 2d6,
Oh,
and great axes are a d12.
great axes are a D12. Okay, yeah.
The two most prominent examples of using d12s.
Yeah, she said multitasking is hard, so don't harass CC to post and talk at the same time. Exactly.
The two most prominent examples of d12s being used that I can think of,
Mm-hmm.
especially in 5e, is if you're a barbarian, a d12 is your hit die, and
Mm-hmm.
you're like the only class that gets that, so you are beefy.
Yeah, barbarians are the only ones that'll get a D12. The reason I picked Ranger for today's example is because it's got a little bit of everything. You can do a little bit of melee, you can do long range, you can spec solely for long range, which I've sort of done for my Gobbo, but she can also melee if she needs to. And then you have your Ranger spells too, so you get a little bit of taste of the spell casting without it being too overly complicated.
Yep, and the other big example of d12s is the Great Axe, and there's a lot of people...
Purple's not here to learn. He's here for CC and modding. That's okay.
Wow.
Totally understandable.
Alright, I see how it is.
You might learn a little bit as we go, though.
But one of the things that you kind of want to consider is if you're going to play like one of the big frontline fighter types,
Like a barbarian
to use,
or a paladin.
to use some more MMO terminology
Mm-hmm.
is like, do you want to be a tank and use like a shield and a single weapon?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want to deal lots of damage? If the answer is deal lots of damage, do you want to use a great sword, which is 2d6, or do you want to use a great axe, which is 1d12? And the reason those are different, and the reason those are like have pros and cons, is because if you roll 2d6 for a great sword, the minimum damage you can roll is 2. Because if you roll, 2d6, if you roll 1 on each of those d6s, then the minimum you can deal is 2. Whereas with the Great Axe, the minimum you can roll is 1, but typically the trade-off is the Great Axe deals more damage when they critical hit, as opposed to the Great Sword.
Mm-hmm. And the D12, much like the other ones that are not the percentiles, it has a 1 through 12, and it's a funky shape too.
I think that's I don't know what that.
Geometry, I'm not sure. We
I'm
would
not
need a
even gonna
geometry
pretend,
person.
I'm not even going to pretend like I know what shape that is, but it's a something.
And then the last is your D20, and you're gonna get very familiar with your D20 because you use your D20 for a lot of stuff.
You use the D20 for a lot of things.
You do like when you can relate things to Genshin though, like doing good damage and having healers. Yes, healers are a big integral part of your party.
You can get by in D&D without a healer,
but
man, is it not a fun time.
So you'll see here, like I was saying, you get a little taste for spells. I took some spells from my ranger that will give me some healing. So I have like Cure Wounds, Good Berry. You can also eat those for healing if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then down on number 3, We have lesser restoration, and what that does. Would you like to explain it?
Hold on. I'm ousting you.
What are you asking me about?
Did you spell lesser in lesser restoration with an O-R at the end?
I did. I can't spell very good. It's supposed to be ER.
Uh-huh. Less or restoration.
Shut! I can't spell.
Okay. But
You think I can read? I am an undead ghoul.
I just figured I would ask. I was curious. I wanted to know, make sure what I was seeing.
No, yeah, you read it incorrectly. You read it incorrectly.
Yeah.
It's an E there. It's an E. You
Okay.
read it incorrectly.
Alright, yeah. Alright.
I spelled it wrong. But yeah.
But yeah, lesser restoration restores ability damage,
Mhm.
if I'm not mistaken.
It does.
So it's like if you take damage to your stats. That's not super common, but
But it
does,
can happen.
It does crop up occasionally.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
The Hunter's Mark, that's a thing that lets me deal extra damage, which is good too.
Yeah,
And I can use, there's different actions you can take, and we can explain those as we're doing the demo, if you think that would be a good way to explain them.
That's fine. I mean,
Or do you want to explain them now?
explaining them now probably wouldn't hurt.
Okay.
And then that way, if they come up later in game, if people have questions, then they can ask. But
Right. Do you want to do that part since you're more knowledgeable than me?
cool. There's
I've been talking for a bit. It's your turn.
you get basically in 5e, and we're just gonna focus on 5e because that's the one we're demoing.
Yep, that's when we're demoing, so.
You get a move,
Mm-hmm.
an action,
Mm-hmm.
a bonus action,
Mm-hmm.
and a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
That's not directed at us.
Nope, that's for tab.
Okay. So a move is pretty self-explanatory.
Mhm. What a move is you moving your character. Like, say, we're in combat and on a field, and my little gobbo, Quick the Swift, is there. So I'd be like, okay, so Quick the Swift is going to take her move action to move up to the enemy 30 feet, and then she's going to use her attack action, which is with her sword, to slash him.
Yeah, and because you have the extra attack feature, you would get to attack them twice.
Yes.
But yeah, also, some things are considered move equivalent
Mhm.
actions. So you can use your move action to do them, even though your character's not technically moving. Like, and typically it involves something that like manipulates the terrain and changes how you can move. For example, if I'm not mistaken, and I easily could be, I could be wrong. I'm not as familiar with 5e as I am with 3.x, but I make do. A move equivalent action would be a good example of something like opening or closing a door,
Mhm.
or pulling out maybe an item from a backpack, something like that. Attack action is pretty self-explanatory. You attack a creature with a weapon or a spell, or by throwing like an item at them, like a vial of acid, or
Yep, and you can
any-
find helpful stuff like that too, like vials of
anything-
acids or health
anything
potions.
like that. A bonus action is usually something that your class allows you to do, or
Like, I have that ability that's a Hunter's Mark. I can put it on an enemy, and I think I can get extra damage off of it.
is Hunter's Mark a bonus action to cast?
It's a bonus action to put it on another creature once that creature dies with the mark on it.
Oh, okay.
So if I kill a creature with my Hunter's Mark that's already on it, instead of casting that spell again, I can then use a bonus action to move the mark to another creature without using the spell again.
Okay, cool. See, I did not know that. I don't play Rangers that often.
Yep.
in 5e.
That's why I picked Ranger, because it has some of that cool stuff that works
But
like
yeah,
that.
A bonus action is typically something minor,
Mhm.
or can actually be something kind of significant if a class feature gives you the ability to do it when you normally wouldn't be able to. So good examples of bonus actions would be like maybe spells that have additional effects, like Hunter's Mark, like she just explained, or if you are, say for example, a rogue, can, at a certain level, can take the hide action as a bonus action on their turn, which means they can try to conceal themselves and become hidden and go into like stealth mode on their turn when normally that's not a thing you can do in your turn. Reactions take place on your opponent's turn. So if, say for example, an enemy attacked her goblin character and she had something that she could use as a reaction.
I know one for a warlock, but
Yes.
not for a ranger.
Right. What is the one you know for warlock?
Hellish Rebuke.
Okay then. So, say for example that her goblin was a warlock and it's attacked by an enemy, and when the enemy hits her, she could use Hellish Rebuke on it, and it does what exactly?
It does damage to them.
Okay. So she uses that as her reaction, and that.
Then
does
as a
damage.
reaction, you could do dead damage to them because they dealt damage to you.
Right. And typically reactions are stuff that either helps you mitigate damage or get back at an attacker, or like stops you or someone else from taking damage. That's typically what reactions are. I think that's it for action types.
I think so, yeah.
5e. Anything else we want to go over?
Not that I can think of unless something comes up in the demo.
Okay, sure.
Unless they have questions about the sheet that I've not covered.
That's perfect. But before we launch into the demo, and I'll just apologize in advance. Is there any questions that anybody has about anything?
Ugh.
And what I mean by demo is we're basically just going to do a tiny little segment of D&D, and
Baby segment.
I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to try and incorporate a little bit of everything.
Yes, hello.
In this small segment here, so that she can help me example all of the different systems and how things work and how things interact and all that stuff.
And you'll be hearing the click-clack rolling. You know, besides me just chaotically scrambling them. Hey, yeah, we're demoing a little bit of D&D. Where's the model? She's right here, hang on. Ta-da! We have rigor mortis, though, today. Bye! Yeah, I'm behind the character sheet. I'm hiding behind my character sheet today. Don't worry about it. So, yeah, I stated earlier, I'm doing an 8th level ranger. You can take dips into other classes, and what that means is you can multi-class.
That's not always the thing.
But it's not always a thing. That's only if your game master or your storyteller will let you.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, ranger. It's the revised ranger for 5e. It's the revised ranger for 5e. It's okay.
Yes, she already has avoided that pit trap. She is using revised ranger, not base ranger, which is.
Yeah, no, I'm not using base ranger. Base ranger is.
Base ranger is big oof.
Yes, Shoka. It is revised ranger. You're good.
Yeah, base ranger is coffin dance.
It is coffin dance.
But the reason she chose ranger is because it can attack at melee, it can attack at range, it can spell cast.
You get a little sampling of everything with a ranger.
It has a lot of different skills it can be proficient in. So that way, we figured that was the best opportunity to.
And since this is like us kind of explaining how D&D works to maybe newbies, like new people who are interested in it, we figured if we demoed a character that kind of gets a little bit of everything, that would be good. She's also a Swarm Keeper. I did do a ranger subclass of Swarm Keeper for this one, because I've never done Swarm Keeper before, and I thought it sounded cool. She has bats, if you're wondering what her swarm is.
Before we get started, I actually have a couple questions.
Sure.
About your character specifically.
Who's gonna be the mage and die to a low roll? Maybe one of the NPCs, who knows? Or an enemy.
Yeah. If she meets any NPC wizards, they will absolutely die to 1d4 social embarrassment damage.
1d4 gobbo cuteness damage.
Yeah, they just explode.
Just explode from the cuteness of the goblin.
But yeah, I have a couple questions. For starters, do you mind
Yes, I have a swarm of tab.
Where you took the failed merchant
Yes.
background, do you mind if I'm a little liberal with that in the game?
No, I actually purposely, you'll see on the sheet here that there's a reason I did it and didn't type it in. I left the character backstory blank.
Okay.
And I did that. You do have the option to do that with the DM or your game master or your storyteller. Like if you want to leave your backstory blank and just give them some basic details, they can then weave that into their narrative.
Yeah.
Take 4 damage from cuteness. Yes.
My follow-up question. I am not the most familiar with Swarmkeeper, but I do know the basic premise.
Okay. Would you like me to describe to you what a swarmkeeper is from the description from the
No, my biggest question
subclass?
is, like, for example, not that this will happen in-game, but for example, if I shoot you with a fireball as the storyteller from, like, an enemy spellcaster,
Yes.
does that wreck your swarm, or is it okay?
What the swarm is
Like,
they
does
are
it have
actually
does it have its own stats and whatnot? Like,
no.
okay,
What
so
they are
okay, so
is
can't-
they are a swarm of intangible nature spirits.
Oh,
They have
okay, so
bonded
they're-
to
they're
you.
They're not a real creature.
Yeah. So until you die, the swarm remains in your space. So if my gobbo were to die, the swarm would just disappear.
Okay, all right.
But they could take hits for me. Like I could cluster them up.
That is kind of what I was wondering.
Yeah. Take a lot of damage from Cece's cuteness. Yes. Yes. Quick the Swift is also adorable. This is probably going to be her voice.
Oh God.
Am I Australian? No, I am not. I do have we do have an Australian acquaintance though.
I will attempt to do different voices.
Country, yes. I will try to keep Quick's voice up for as long as I can, but if it starts hurting my throat, I will just revert back to Cece voice.
Yeah, that was actually just Quick imitating what most people think a goblin sounds like. Turns out
What?
Turns out Quick just smokes like a dozen cigarette packs a
She
day.
smokes. Don't worry about it.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I like to smoke cigarettes. Not really. Don't actually do that. Yep, we are from Kentuckistan.
Oh yeah, good old Kentucky.
Kentuckistan.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm gonna like do this voice for Quick because I feel like that's how she would talk as a gobbo.
Yeah.
As long as I can, as long as it doesn't hurt my throat. As long as it doesn't hurt my CC vocal cords. I'm already coughing. This is not a good sign.
That is pretty much all the questions I had.
Also, there's no need for you to do voices if you can't. Let me stress that.
Yeah, the only reason I'm going to attempt voices is we don't have a setup really that's optimal for
A demo.
using,
Really.
using minis or using terrain.
And since we're like not
or-
sponsored or anything or don't have certain music to use,
Yeah.
I don't want to accidentally use something copyrighted.
Yeah, so we can't use minis, we can't use terrain, we can't use battle maps,
Yeah.
we can't use like music or sound effects.
Maybe
or-
if everything gets a little bit popular and you all like this sort of thing, maybe we could invest if we can get some muns later, but that's for later.
Yeah, and we can't do music.
So I will try to do a voice too if I can. Go ahead. I keep interrupting your sentence.
a little
I'm
bit.
excited. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay. You're fine. It's your show.
I'm sorry. I'm excited.
But yeah, we also don't have any like art or anything we can put up because we don't want to violate Twitch TOS.
Yeah, I didn't want to steal any art of a gobbo, but if you all want to draw quick, feel free, and I can use that next time.
If there's a next time.
If there is a next time, I could use it next time. Or if you just end up liking quick and want to do artwork for her, there's a place for that in the Discord.
yeah,
But don't feel the need to.
I will probably attempt some voices, and I apologize in advance if they are annoying or terrible.
If you
I'm just doing the best I can
Yeah,
to add
you're
to the
good.
game and add to the ambiance because we don't have a lot of other tools at our disposal.
Yeah, and if I'll try to like explain my attacks and stuff. Normally we don't do too much of explaining when we're in just a normal setting with people because we can use like our hands and stuff. But we'll try to more do theater of the mind and explain how things are going as well as we can. But bear with us. We're not professionals by any means. We're just kind of trying to DM something we're passionate about and love. So yeah.
I disagree entirely. I am a professional dumbass.
I am a professional dirt brain.
Alright, so I am ready to get started if you are.
Sure, yeah. Oh, you want to see the dragon wives? Yes, I can either show you the dragon wives here, or I can post a picture of them in the Discord. But that'll be after.
Alright, but yeah, like I said, I'm ready to
Yeah.
get started if you
Okay. Oh, I will also have to ask. The picture of the dragon wives also includes another character that's involved with them, so I will have to ask the owner if I can post it too. So, let me ask first.
Is the owner that you just implicated the guy I'm thinking of?
Yes.
Give me a second. I think he's awake.
Okay. We're gonna get his permission, and once we do, we'll let Tab post it in the Discord.
Yeah, hold on. I can get him on Yahoo Messenger.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that's old as fuck, but it's what we have.
Ghost got no internet. Yeah. She is. Quick the Swift is very
Emotional damage.
Yes, emotional damage. Quick the Swift is very quick. That's why she's called Quick the Swift. That's why I'm called Quick the Swift. I'm very fast. Very fast for a goblin. Ghost got no internet, so is she out this weekend? Dang. Dang.
Yeah, he said it was cool.
Yeah, he said it was cool. Okay, yeah. So feel free to post it, Tab, if you would like, or I can post it later. Just remind me. Okay.
Alright.
I'll pop y'all up here so I can see your questions while we do the thing.
Alright.
Alright.
I am ready to begin whenever you are.
All right, Quick is ready. Let's go.
Okay.
CC ready. Quick the Swift is ready. Let's do it.
Alright. Very well then. So, quick sound check. I assume everyone can hear me well. And do I need to project more? Do I need to increase the volume or anything like that? Or are we good?
Sometimes you'll have quiet, like NPCs and stuff. We could try to keep that to a minimum this time.
Yeah. I am asking. This is like my general volume of speech.
Yeah, that's why I made Quick's voice a little gravelly so that she could be heard easier.
Okay.
Cause she is a tiny gobble.
We got one sounds good.
Sounds good? Okay. We'll get one or two more checks, and if the one or two more checks sounds good, we'll get to started.
Yep. Pretty much. That is the plan.
Mhm.
I don't want to launch into this and then people be like, I can't hear shit.
Yeah, that would be bad. Hi, Bean.
Bean has joined us.
Hi. Hi, sweetie. Do you want to play D&D too? You want to be one of my bats?
I know. I'm not normally over here when this is happening. You're confused. I understand.
You're dazed and confused? You're going to go see him? Yeah.
Hi.
Oh, you're being friendly.
Hi.
Oh, yay. Good Bean. A good Bean being friendly.
That's right. I get to redeem Pat the Cat for free.
Bit quieter than me? Okay.
Alright, well, as soon as Bean has vacated my lap, we will begin.
Bean has decided to become
She's
lap.
demanding pets from me.
We'll just need to make sure the microphone's a little closer to you.
Yeah, you might just have to scoot a little closer. Or you could...
That's fine, yeah.
You could maybe, like, bend the bendy part of the headset, like,
Yeah.
more
Hang on
towards
just a
me.
second. Check that.
How's that? Is that any better?
Hi, Bean. Oh, yeah, no, oh.
Oh, yeah. She decided that was enough.
Pat the cat for you, I got you. Do you do a sound check?
Sound check, 1, 2. Hello. This is my normal speaking volume voice. I'm going to make sure that this is kosher for everybody involved in chat before we proceed. Thank you. This has been a public service announcement.
Hopefully that sounded good. We'll do one more check and go. Sounds good? Alright, great.
Alright. Alright, quick. Considering recent events, you have sort of disgraced the merchant clan you were part of. In summary, you really botched a good business opportunity for them, and it was so bad that the faction they were trying to make headway with and trying to create as a new means of revenue for the clan, has cut off all ties with the Goblin clan you were part of, and they have lost their business entirely. As such, there were several members of your clan that were like screaming for your execution.
Not the gobbo.
But that was very, very quickly, negotiated down by your family and their allies to exile instead.
I'm sure that took a lot of coin.
So that's not better, but it could be worse. It could be so much worse. So your exile took place maybe, let's say, a month ago.
Yeah, Schwanka.
I rolled a d4 there to
Yep.
randomly determine how long the exile had taken place ago.
It could have been anywhere from 1 month to 4 months, and we rolled a 1. She posted the wives. Dragon wives.
So you've kind of just been roughing it for this past month.
Mhm.
You're a little put out. You're really glad that you have spent a lot of your
Free time.
youth and free time learning the ways of the wild and learning how to survive in nature and learning how to get along and be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Because those skills have come in really handy the past month. Because you were gonna totally starve.
Yeah, because they threw me out without no food, no water, nothing.
It's not
I
been
bet.
great. They basically gave you a single backpack's worth of tools and camping equipment, probably the weapons and stuff you have on you, and then told you to get out and never come back again.
Yeah, I have like 10 GP to my name. That's something.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say right now that you only 2 of that GP actually belongs to you. The other 8 you have stolen and
Yep.
swindled from other people along the road, more out of necessity than greed.
Yep.
So you've been on the road for a while, and it's been so rough on you because your clan was in the midst of traveling from one population center to another. So when they cast you out, you were kind of in the boonies, like in the middle of nowhere, like not anywhere near any civilization.
Just in a forest.
Yeah, like in a forest on like a dirt goat trail.
Here you go, little gobbo. Good luck.
Yeah, get out of here.
Normally, that's bad for goblins because normally they travel in a group.
Yeah, and like they were throwing rocks and stuff at you. Like
Yeah.
it was not a good time.
Not good. Dummy gobbo made a oopsie.
So for about the past month, you've been making your way back along this goat trail,
Okay.
trying to find your way to any sort of civilization. And I'd like you to make me a survival check.
I can surely do that, and I will show you all the survival here. Now down here under my skills, which is this little block here next to my stats, you can see that I have a survival of 6. It does conveniently say skills. So what you do is to make a skill check, you would roll a d20, which I was very lucky and got a 14.
Yep.
And you add that 14 with whatever is in that little area next to survival, which is a 6. So I got a 20, which is a non-natural 20. There's a difference.
Yeah. Do we have something for purple?
You think you activated a story quest in Gitchin? Sorry, I yelled at you, said, hey, did you come over here? Just kept walking to the Adventurers Guild? Yeah.
I hate when that happens.
Hey, you, come over here. Me, I don't think I will.
Okay, so you made a survival check and got a what?
A 20.
Okay, you're doing pretty well for yourself. You know, you're making your way along. You've scavenged like a lot of edible things, berries, mushrooms.
So basically what survival does, as he's explaining like the mushrooms and stuff, survival lets you see how you can survive in like the wilderness.
Yep. And
I think there was like a show at some point that was called like Survivor Man or something like that.
Yeah.
Or something with like was it Bear Grylls? Was that his name?
I have no idea.
There's plenty of survival things.
But yeah, with that, that's a pretty good check at
Yes.
20 and 5e. So you're doing pretty well for yourself. You've scavenged like some berries and mushrooms and other like little edible things to go with like the rations you make.
Before we get too much further, may I make a PSA or a PGA?
Sure.
So, where I'm playing a goblin, there may come up later. Some other races don't particularly like goblins, so there might be some animosity.
Yeah, goblins are typically anybody who's watched Lord of the Rings. The goblins were the things down in Moria.
So they're gross looking, and people don't like them. Yes, medicine, got you.
And also on top of that, goblins as a society, her clan being a merchant guild is pretty odd for goblins, because goblins typically make their bread and butter by raiding and pillaging and extorting people, and goblins typically are nice people.
Yeah, so like this group of goblins is not so much the tiny little grody looking ones, so much as they're more, I guess, on the cute side.
That's one of the reasons they probably went on the whole mercantile thing, is because they don't look as monstrous as the rest of their kin. And they figured they could get away with it because, halflings are already kind of doing this, so we could probably just imitate and be fine.
This is the cutest goblin. Yeah.
Also, with your survival check of 20.
Of 20, yes.
You notice there's a big storm about to roll in.
Uh-oh.
And you've got kind of an issue.
I don't have a bedroll, do I? Or a tent?
Not only do you not have a bedroll or tent, but the direction the storm is rolling in from, you also know that from the surrounding tracks and stuff that you've been finding, is the same direction you need to go to get to a town. And it's the first time you've found any signs of a town in like 3 weeks.
Ooh.
So, what would Quick the Swift like to do?
Well, I reckon I'm either going to have to go into that town or find me a cave to hole up in.
Yeah, there's plenty of options.
I suppose. What time of the day is it?
It's probably about 4 or 5, and
so evening?
Yeah, evening, 4 or 5 p.m., and that's another problem. That storm is going to hit, like, right after sundown, so it's going to be a big, nasty storm in the dark.
I'm going to want to go to the town, then. That's going to be the safest place, probably. Well, besides, unless I get run out.
That is entirely up to you.
Quick, we'll try the town first. If that doesn't pan out, then we'll try a cave.
Okay, make me another survival check.
Ooh.
That's not great.
That's not great.
That is not great.
Sometimes the dice, they do be bussin', but sometimes they give you emotional damage. I got an 8. I rolled a 2.
So you got 8 total?
Yep. I rolled a 2. Sometimes it do be that way.
You sort of panic. You're like, oh crap, I do not want to be stuck out here.
Emotional damage!
Bedroll. So you use your enhanced movement speed of 40 to basically run along the trail really faster than you should have been.
Sleeping in a barn? Oh, that's a good idea.
And you kind of get turned around and a little lost.
Oh, I'm lost? Uh-oh.
So I'm going to need you to make one more survival check.
One more survival? Ah, it's another 8.
Oh.
Ah.
Cool. You are actually lost. You get so lost, in fact, that you lose the trail you were on. So now now you are completely alone in the woods.
Quick lost.
And I'm gonna need you to make one more survival check.
Is there a cave? Nat 20!
Cool. There you go. All right. There's where that's perfect.
Would we like to explain what a Nat 20 does first for things like this?
So typically, when you roll a 1 on a d20, that is considered a dramatic failure. So what a game master is encouraged to do is not only does the character not succeed, but they actually, something bad happens to their detriment in addition. She has just rolled a natural 20, which is the exact opposite of that, a dramatic success. So, with your survival check of 26,
yes.
You are lost, but you come upon an abandoned cabin.
Oh, I found a cabin.
What would you like to do? Also, with that survival check of 26, you need to make a decision very quickly because it is now like...
Are there any lights on in the cabin? Is it clearly abandoned?
It's about 8 p.m. and you can hear like thunder rumbling in the distance, and way off in the distance, you know that sound that like rain makes when it hits leaves?
Yes. It's like a pittery sound.
Yeah, you can hear that, and it is getting progressively closer, faster. Now, what did you ask about the cabin?
Is there any lights on?
Yeah, that's just... I'm not even going to make you roll for that. There are no lights on.
Okay. I'm going to run up to the cabin, to one of the windows. Is there a window sill I can heft myself up on, or are the windows down low enough I can see through them? So I am only 4 foot tall.
Yeah, if you stand up on your tiptoes, you can see.
Okay, so I'm going to stand up on my little tippy toes, and I'm going to peer through the window. And I have dark vision, so if it's dark in there, I can see up to a certain point.
Okay, all right, perfect. What range is your dark vision?
As y'all can see here, I have dark vision as a gobbo, 60 feet, so I can see as if I were in dim light.
Okay, perfect.
As if it were bright.
As you peek into the cabin from a window, make a investigation check.
Investigation?
Yep, investigation.
Ooh, I'm not good at that. 20. I have a 1 in investigation, but I got a 19.
You have a 1 in it and rolled a 19. All right.
Oh, good job, Quick.
Let's go.
Let's go, Quick the gobbo.
You stare into the cabin, and with your knowledge,
with my little goblin eyes,
with your ranger knowledge and your survival knowledge, which I'm not going to make you roll. This is just stuff that you kind of know.
Okay.
You're pretty sure this is a like hunting cabin that people come to and will stay in overnight while they're out here in the woods hunting.
Mm-hmm.
So you're actually quite a bit closer to town than you realized, and you see a trail that leads from this cabin towards what you assume is town.
Okay.
So, also, with your investigation, nobody seems to currently be inhabiting this cabin. It doesn't look like it's been inhabited in probably a couple of weeks, maybe.
Alright.
So you can either try to bed down in the cabin for the night, or you can try and race the storm and beat it to town. Or really, what would Quick like to do?
Quick is gonna go check and see if the cabin is locked.
Alright. You go around to the front door and mess with the handle a bit, and yeah, it is in fact locked.
Alright. Time to lockpick.
Alright.
Cause Baby Goblin wants to stay in here.
Are you proficient with thieves' tools?
I am not.
Okay. Do you have thieves' tools?
I do not.
I would like you to make a dexterity check with disadvantage.
I'm gonna pick up a stick and try to unlock the lock.
Yep, that's about where you're at. I guess you'll take the 11.
And it's my dex mod?
Yep, it's your dex mod.
16.
Cool.
I'm gonna jimmy it with a stick.
Despite having no knowledge about how to do this, but just, having maybe seen a couple members of your clan
of other ones do it other gobbos.
You're like, well, yeah, you just get something long and hard, and you put it in the keyhole, and then you wiggle it around, and there's a click, and there it goes. Well, that's not so hard. And, yeah.
It was like a level 1 lock.
Yeah. No, that was only like yeah.
You see this little goblin, she goes and finds a really sturdy stick, like, she's picking them up and, like, bending them to see if they snap or not, and the ones that snap, she's just like, ah, and then throws them to the side, and the one good one she finds, she picks it up, goes over to this door, shoves it in the lock hole, and just starts wiggling it around.
Yep, and that works, surprisingly. But yeah, you pick the lock and don't damage the mechanism in any way. The door swings open.
I'm gonna take the stick out of the lock.
Okay. And you are now free to enter and explore the cabin.
Hey. Well, I don't need any light because I can see, so I'm not gonna turn that on and alert anybody that I'm there.
Okay.
I'm gonna look her. She's gonna kind of take a minute, kind of peer into the cabin just to make sure nobody's in there from her place at the door.
Make a perception check.
Shit, were there any traps in here?
There well, are you checking to see if anyone's here, or are you looking for traps? Which would you like to do? You didn't specify, so I figure I'm...
Traps first.
Okay, make a perception check for traps.
Ah! 10.
Nah, you don't see any.
I don't see shit?
No, you don't see
Alright,
any.
great.
You don't see any traps.
25 for people.
No, there's no one in here. There's been no one in here for probably, you would guess...
CC Goblin, easy peasy, yeah.
You would guess like a week.
In a week? Okay. Valiant says CC Goblin, easy peasy. Pick that lock. Nobody, no problem. I dropped my dice!
That's your fault. Right there.
Where?
Right there, by
Oh.
the leg of the table.
Help me.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know. Encourage me. Come here, dice. You can't get away that easy. Got it. Victory. Okay.
But yeah, you would guess that there's probably been no one in this cabin
Well,
for about a week.
with her intelligence of a 13, she didn't see anything at first with her special goblin eyes, so she's gonna assume there's no traps.
Cool. So, what do you do now?
I'm gonna walk into the cabin.
Alright. Yep. You take a couple steps into the cabin, and, like, you step on one particular floorboard, and there's like a... It's, like, super squeaky.
She jumps, freezes, and looks around.
Nothing happened. It's just a really old floorboard that's been needing replaced for a while.
Okay. That one squeaks. She's gonna dig around, and
Is that a question, or...?
Tab says... Oh, no, Kitty, her cat wanted attention.
Alright.
Ma'am. I guess I'll look around and see if they've stored any dried food here. Or if there's anything I can take that's not nailed down that, they wouldn't miss.
There's a couple of, like...
I'm a goblin. I gotta take some stuff.
There's a couple chairs, there's a table, there's, like...
I ain't taking that. That won't fit in my bag.
There's, like, 4 cots.
So this was indeed a hunting cabin.
Yeah, there's not really much here, and since it's not been used in a week, there's not been...
Not any food or anything, yeah.
left over.
Well, at least I can get some sleep.
Yep.
From the storm. As long as there's not any holes in the
No,
freaking
it
thing.
seems pretty sturdy. Matter of fact, about the time you start, like, finishing your investigation of the cabin, that's about the time the storm rolls in, and it is raining sideways outside.
Alright.
Like, it is just pouring.
I'm gonna go relock the door before I
Okay.
settle in.
Okay.
And then do I still have
Are
food from where I scavenged earlier?
you going to shut it, too, or are you just going to lock it and leave it open?
No, I'm gonna shut it too.
Okay, alright.
Yeah. Oh, you need to specify that, because if you don't say that you're gonna shut it, they won't assume that you shut it. So I'm gonna scurry.
Most most game masters, storytellers will, like, they will
We'll
infer
assume.
what you meant, but sometimes they can be rude and not.
Yeah. So yes, Quick is gonna scurry over to the door in her little goblin feet, reach up on her tiptoes, pull the door closed, because I assume it's sized for humans.
It's sized halfway between human and goblin height, so it's actually, you don't have to stand on your tiptoes.
Oh, awesome!
You can just reach up and shut it normally.
Score 1 for Quick. So
Score 1 for short stacks.
Score 1 for short stack. Yes, she's gonna shut the door and use the lock that she didn't break earlier to lock the door.
Okay, yeah. If she can do that, locks from the inside.
Yep.
You can tell it's very old. Wouldn't be super hard to pick.
Did I have enough food from what I scavenged earlier to have some food
Yes.
for this evening? Okay.
You have more than enough to make a decent meal for yourself.
Okay, good. Alright. I suppose I'll just bed down until the worst of it passes.
Okay. It's probably about 8-ish. It takes about 3 hours for this to pass. It is raining sideways. Huge cloud burst. Around midnight, also, bonus points, The cabin doesn't appear to have any major holes or structural.
Oh, good. Yeah, I was
structural
hoping it wouldn't.
weaknesses in it.
Shh.
But it's
Imagine a poor little gobbo in a cabin in the middle of a storm.
But it leaks around the windows a little, but
well.
not a whole lot. Just
Man, I'm used to living in a cave. Okay, this is a luxury.
Yeah, just ye old medieval construction methods,
Yeah.
not the best.
Yeah, really old log wood.
Okay. About midnight, everything starts to let up. And I would like Quick to make a perception check.
Perception, got you. 24. I rolled a 19.
Okay. You hear something rustling around the back door of the cabin.
Is it a coon? Raccoon?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Definitely doesn't sound like a person, but it definitely doesn't sound like a small animal either.
That's not a small animal.
No.
Let's go peek out. Is there a window back there? Can I see if there's a window back there?
There is a window back there. You're not sure if you'd be able to see the back door from said window, but you can try.
Okay, I'm gonna get up on my tippy toes and peek out the window.
You see, make a knowledge nature.
17. I don't have a very good.
Yeah, there is a brown bear at the back door trying to get in.
I see.
It's not trying real hard to get in, but it's kind of like sniffing and pawing at the door, kind of maybe testing it to see like how sturdy it is.
Yeah.
You would surmise from that roll as well, it smelled your cooking food.
Oh, did I eat all of my food?
I don't know. Did you?
Oh.
Roll. Tell you what. Roll percentiles.
Okay, see if I ate all my food or not for the evening. I'm gonna feed me a bear. 92?
Unfortunately, you ate most, if not all, of your food. There's very little
Dang.
left.
I'm gonna rummage around and see if I've got any berries in my pocket.
You've got like a couple, maybe a goblin handful size.
Okay. Oh. Hello. You got 7 wishes and get you now after doing the test runs. Hopefully you get something good. Good luck! Are you rolling today? Or would you like to save them and roll with me tomorrow? You can come in my world and roll them tomorrow. Either way. I don't mind either way. You pick. You pick. Because I'm skipping on the banners this time. Personally. Do it together? Got you. What do I want to do? Either I can try to befriend it and give it some food, or I can just let it be. Is it going to push the door in?
Well, let's find out. Hold on. It puts a paw up on the door and kind of leans a little, and yes, the door does creak, but it seems to be under the impression that it would have to try a lot harder to get in. And
Okay.
It doesn't look like it's starving, so it's pretty much just investigating at this point, because it smelled food from this direction, and that's not normally a smell that it associates with this place. But
Okay.
from what you can discern from its body language, seeing as you're a ranger.
Yeah. Quick's gonna open the door and try to befriend it.
Okay, so you just open the door with it standing there?
Yeah.
Cool. Roll an animal handling.
A 7.
Cool. So you open the door, you stare at it stares at you, and I would like Quick to roll initiative.
Damn it. I was gonna eat the berries at it and run.
You look like a snack.
I'm not a snack, I'm a gobbo.
You're a small green-colored snack.
A 12.
Okay.
So I rolled a, how initiative works is I rolled a d20, and I got a 4, and then you add whatever your initiative score is. Now to get your initiative, it is your,
Dexterity modifier plus...
your proficiency.
I don't think you add proficiency to initiative. I think you just add your dex mod and then other stuff.
Is that it?
I think so.
Maybe I got that from other stuff. Hang on.
I have no idea. You're going to pull that one up on your own. Someone in chat is agreeing with me that you are a snack.
Purple CC snack, I agree, yeah. Am snack, do not worry.
Well, if the bear has its way about it, there'll be enough for everybody to share.
Your dexterity modifier plus any bonuses you have from feats, classes, and such.
So no, it's just Dex mod.
Okay. I think I got something from being...
Take a look real quick.
Okay. Let me make sure I didn't calculate that wrong. Because I don't want to cheat.
Oh no, I wouldn't consider it cheating. I would just consider it an accident. Like, it's not intentional.
Let's see. Flavored foe, Depth Explorer. Speed, proficiency. I don't see anything here that would indicate that, so I think I just messed it up. So,
Okay.
instead of an 8, ignore that, it's a 5.
Okay. Alright.
So I got a 9.
Oh. Well.
Is the bear going first?
The bear goes first.
Shit.
It sort of looks at you and licks its jowls. You know,
Quick is not a snack!
and
Quick is not a snack!
Yeah.
You just hear, she's just screeching that.
It's going to try and take a swipe at you.
Ugh.
Oh, does a 22 hit?
It does.
Okay, it hits you with a claw. For 9 points of damage.
Owie!
And
I'm gonna keep track of it over here in the corner.
Yep.
So this is my current hit points over here on the left hand side. I'm gonna keep track of what I have over on the right.
Okay. So it hit you for 9. So that is should put you at 72.
Yeah, 72.
Okay, I'll wait till you
Yep.
get that done.
So the 72 is what I currently have. The 81 is my total
Right.
that you would have at a base.
Then when with its second claw attack, it's going to try and grab you. Make a opposed athletics check.
I have advantage because of my feet, squat nimbleness.
Oh.
I have advantage on any strength, acrobatic, or dexterity, athletics or acrobatic checks that I make to escape being grappled.
Ah, well.
Squat nimbleness.
Yeah,
That is for squat nimbleness. That is a racial feat. Only dwarves or small size races can use it. So there is a difference between generalized feats that you can pick up and racial feats, and that is a racial feat.
Okay. So roll with advantage and athletics check. Yes.
Athletics.
Yep. Grapple is athletics, if I'm not mistaken.
It can be athletics or acrobatics.
Then use whichever one is higher for you.
Acrobatics.
All right then.
I'll take that 19.
Yeah, I'm glad you rolled with advantage, huh?
Yeah.
You rolled a 1 and a 19.
Yeah, 27. I rolled a 1 and a 19.
Okay.
Ah.
So, with its first claw, it sort of like smacks you
Smacks
to the
me.
side and knocks you off balance. And then with its second claw attack, it tries to like reach around and pull you in, but you basically duck it and it just misses. But it does get a third attack because of multi-attack, where it's going to try to bite you.
Ooh. Big furry brute?
Does a 21 hit?
Yes. My AC is an 18.
Okay.
Well, very high. Whew. Yeah, I'm gonna be a snack.
It deals 12 points of piercing damage.
Ah, I'm gonna be a quick snack.
Yeah, it bites the crap out of you, like right there.
So you
on
said
the-
12?
Yep, 12.
So I'm down to 60. Ooh.
Okay, Quick, it is your turn.
It is Quick's turn. I gotcha. Let's see. My swarm is always with me. So she always has like bats. They were probably hanging out in the rafters.
Okay, so like these.
Yeah,
these
the swarm is not something you have to cast. It's just something that's always with
alright,
you.
So these like spectral bats are.
Yeah, so the spectral
they're-
bats are just chilling out up in the...
Well, they're not chilling. They're flying around, freaking out.
Well, they're freaking out now, yeah.
Cabin because you know the quickest trying to get
bonked.
Yeah, getting bonked real hard.
I am going to.
Pardon for a moment. Oh, excuse me, everyone. I have to.
I'm going to take my bonus action first.
I have to expectorate one moment. Proceed.
For my first thing, I'm going to use my bonus action
Okay.
of and use one of my features as a swarm keeper.
Okay.
Some of the bats up in the rafter, well, some of the bats that are swarming around me now have seen what's happened, so they're going to squeak really angrily and then condense into a mass of almost like a disc shape, and they're going to I'm going to step onto them and have them lift me up.
Okay.
So I now have a flying speed of 10 feet and can hover. And it'll last for 1 minute or until I'm incapacitated. So I'm going to fly,
So that's your bonus action.
yeah, I'm going to fly up and away from the bear.
Okay, 10 feet?
Yep, 10 feet.
Okay, you go up 10 feet towards the roof of the cabin.
Yep.
It will get a reaction attack at you because you're not using the disengage action to move away from its melee attack range.
Yeah.
Does a 7 hit?
No.
Okay, cool. It rolled very poorly.
Okay.
The spectral bats sort of like spook it a little, like you see its eyes widen, like it doesn't understand what it's looking at. And then when you step up on them and rise up, it sort of swings at you, but where it's so confused, it just sort of misses terribly and swings completely under the disc.
Okay.
Because it's just not understanding at all what it's seeing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your bonus action and your move action.
Uh-huh.
Would you like to take an attack action?
You know what? It threw paws first.
Oh, fuck. It can catch it, apparently.
It threw paws. I am a ranger and I do respect nature, but nature's not respecting me right now, so.
Well, you spooked it by opening the door.
Yeah. Fine, I'll roll an animal handling check on it.
It's whatever you want to do. Like, if you want to throw down with it, throw down with it. We do need to example combat.
Yeah, we do. Normally Quick would not try to hurt a creature before trying to reason with it again. But we do need to demo combat, so nature disrespected Quick. Quick's gonna disrespect nature back.
Okay.
So she's gonna pull her longbow from her back. She's gonna reach back and grab her longbow.
Okay.
And she's gonna knock an arrow into it. And have another one at the ready. Actually, she probably has her bow in her side, like the typical bows would, like at her hip. She's small. So she's gonna pull an arrow from there, knock it, and aim at the bear.
Okay.
Now I do get 2 attacks, so she'll have another arrow that she'll pull out to use. Yeah, I've got extra attack, so I'm rolling a d20 to hit. She has a plus 10 with it, and I rolled a 5, so that's a 15.
That's a hit.
It's a hit. Okay. Would you like to resolve this first to show them, or do you want me to roll
go
again?
ahead. Let's go through the whole thing.
Okay. Normally to save time, we would roll this again, and then do damage.
Figure out how many attacks hit. We'll probably do it that way in the future.
But just for this first demo one, we'll do it this way. So then I get a 1d8 piercing damage.
Plus your dex mod.
Plus my dex mod, which is a 5. Which it's on the corner there, you can't see it.
Extra bonuses from like class features or
No, I did get a plus. The reason I have a 10 there in my attack bonus is I got a plus 2 from one of my fighting styles from Ranger. But other than that, as far as I can remember, I don't get anything extra.
Okay.
So it's just a d8 plus 5.
Alright. We'll roll with that. Max damage, nice.
13.
13 damage. Okay, so as you ascend and pull the arrow from your quiver, knock it, and like fire, it hits it in like the shoulder, and you actually see it like pierce at like an angle towards its neck, and it's like very angry now.
Oh, I can have the swarm assist me too.
Yeah, didn't your swarm already take an action to make the disc and lift you up and all that?
Yeah, but it says once on each of your turns you can cause the swarm to assist you.
Okay.
And it doesn't say it's a action or anything.
Okay, sure.
Like you can, I've got it right there. You can read it. If you rule it as not, it's okay.
No. It seems to be a passive effect.
Yeah.
Immediately after you hit a creature with an attack, yeah, that's a passive effect
Yeah.
that triggers on attack. So what would you like your swarm to do?
There's 3 things I can have the swarm to do. I'll go ahead and read them off to you.
Okay.
This is for just the gathered swarm feature that you get at level 3.
Yep.
I can either the attack's target, which is the arrow, would take an extra d6 piercing damage from the swarm,
Okay.
or the target must save on a strength saving throw against my spell save DC, or be moved by the swarm up to 15 feet horizontally in direction of your choice.
Okay.
Or I can be moved further by the swarm another 5 feet back horizontally in a direction of my choice.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna have them shove the bear back.
Okay. So it needs to make a strength saving throw.
Yeah. So basically, they're gonna follow the arrow's trajectory
And your spell
and
save,
try to shove it.
And your spell save DC is 14, right? You have to click, not.
Oh, click, not drag. Sorry, I'm used to dragging.
I'm aware.
Normally, I have this on a full PDF view, so I'm used to dragging, but I've separated it out so it's easier, and I've just confused myself.
Spell save DC.
14 is my spell save DC. You can see it right there.
Okay.
So that's kind of how this works.
Oh, wow. Okay. It actually fails.
Oh, it fails.
So you get to move it how far?
15 feet horizontally in a direction of my choice.
Okay, what direction would you like to move it?
Back out the cabin away from me.
Okay, yeah. So you just basically after this arrow hits
Hello.
it, your swarm kind of comes down around it and basically just gets in its face and is chittering and flapping and causing all kinds of
Chaos.
sensory overload. And so the bear, mostly of its own accord, just sort of backpedals very quickly and moves 15 feet away from the cabin.
Thank you for the follow. Hello.
The only problem now is you will not be able to shoot it with your second attack because where you're up towards the ceiling and it moved 15 feet away, the cabin's ceiling and doorway is in between you and the bear.
That's fine. I can do other actions though, unless it comes back in.
Okay. So.
Hi, Voodoo. How you doing?
Bye.
We're demoing some DnD stuff at the moment. It's not a full session. We're just demoing how stuff works. Hydrate us, please.
All right. So back to the bear's turn.
Yep.
I'm actually gonna roll percentages for it. See what it decides to do.
Okay.
It is not at all happy about
the bats.
circumstances of events that have happened in the past 12 seconds.
Yeah.
So it takes the disengage and dash action and runs off into the woods.
Okay, good. I didn't have to hurt it.
Yeah, it just runs off. Well, I mean, you shot it.
Well, I mean, I shot it, but I didn't kill it.
No, you didn't kill it. And from your knowledge as a ranger and your knowledge of nature, you are pretty certain that the bear will be just fine from that wound. It'll eventually either heal around it or dig it out and heal up from that just fine.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, it takes the disengage action and the dash action and runs off back into the woods. Making a big ruckus.
Yeah. It's upset.
And all right, combat ends.
All right, that was combat. Nice.
So what would Quick like to do now?
Patch yourself up.
Okay.
I do have a spell I could use for that.
How would you like to do this?
I think I'll use a spell for that so they can see how the spell works.
Oh, that sounds great. Wonderful idea.
I will use Cure Wounds on myself. Or I could eat a good berry. I do have good berries.
Good berries only heal a D4 though.
Yeah, they don't heal very much. So I think I'll use Cure Wounds because I took a lot of damage.
You took a lot of damage. You could use Cure Wounds and cast it at a higher level too.
I can cast up to second. Yeah. So yeah, I'll cast it as a second level.
All right. Well, why don't you look up what that does and read aloud for class?
I will. So Cure Wounds at second level. One moment, please. I will look it up and tell you all. I didn't have the descriptions on there because it wouldn't fit at all.
Oh yeah, spell descriptions sometimes can be very lengthy.
Okay, make sure I got the correct one. Some of these. lead to homebrew wikis. So Cure Wounds. It's a first level evocation spell. The casting time is 1 action, but since we're not in combat, we don't need to worry about that. It's touch. It's instantaneous. It has verbal and somatic components. Now what that is if any of you know Doctor Strange, somatic components are like the movements he does to make his circles. And
verbal components are literally magic words.
Yeah, magic words that you speak. So she's probably using like goblin speak to do her verbal.
And the material components would be like something you would need in addition to the spell to
Yeah.
use as like a catalyst.
Yeah. So a creature you touch regains the number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier, and it has no effect on undead or constructs. But since we're casting it at a higher level, which is 2nd level or higher, the healing increases by 1d8 for each slot level above first. So I get 2d8.
So you're gonna cure wounds on yourself for 2d8.
Yep.
Plus your wisdom mod.
Yep. 12 plus, I think it's a 3. Let me double check. Yep, it's a 3. You can see right there.
Deal 15 points of damage.
15 points of damage. Woohoo!
Okay, so as you cast the spell, nice,
I'm up to 75.
cool, soothing,
In like energy.
almost menthol feelings
Yeah.
throughout your body as it stitches together the bite and the claw mark and the bruising from getting hit and probably some scrapes and bruises.
My
just
poor goblin body.
tumbling around on the floor. So you are almost at full health, and if you would like to bed down for the night and take a long rest.
Yeah, I think I'll take a long rest.
Okay. So you bed down for the night and take a long rest, and since you are taking a long rest, please return your hit points to full, as well as your spell slots to full.
Yep, so I expended the cure.
1 second level spell.
1 second level spell slot. So normally I didn't click it because I figured we were taking a short rest, but normally you want to
Long
take
rest.
or long rest. So normally you want to keep track of that. So I'd have 3. That would have moved it down to 2. So I would only had 2 other spells I could have casted for the day. But since I rested, all of those got refilled.
Yep.
So now there's 3.
Okay. The next day,
Yeah.
dawn breaks, and is Quick a early riser, or does she tend to sleep in?
Quick tends to sleep in.
Do we have any questions or anything?
Oh, no, tab's good.
Okay. But yeah, is she an early riser, or does she tend to sleep in?
She tends to sleep in.
That probably ties back into the whole failed merchant thing.
Yep.
So, you rouse yourself at a brisk, noon.
Noon, yep.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Noon. It's bright out, there's birds chirping, everything's still a little wet from the downpour last night. The ground's a little muddy, but not too bad, because the sun's been up for a while. What would you like to do? It's bright and sunny out, there's not a cloud in the sky.
She's
Beautiful day.
gonna get up and stretch and kind of take stock of her, wounds and stuff.
They seem to have patched up well.
And then,
no infections or anything like that.
Just in case, before she goes to the town, she's gonna go scavenge some more food. Because she
Okay.
does have good berries, but also
Make
food.
a survival check.
she may be relying on them good berries. 6, 9.
Nah, you
Didn't
really
find anything.
Okay, so you find where there would have been things to scavenge, but
The bear ate it.
Seems the bear from last night has beat you to the punch, and that's why they were sniffing around the cabin, because they had already exhausted the goodies in the area.
Right.
So you spend probably an hour or 2 foraging and kind of confused, like, well, I can't find anything. It's like, why can't I find anything? And then you find the bear tracks, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, it was
That's
the bear.
why I can't find anything.
Alright, well, I suppose I will use my first level spell and make myself some good berries then for the day.
Okay. How many good berries does that make for you?
That makes one moment. I've not used Good Berry before. That's a new spell for me. So if you take time to look up stuff, that's totally valid too, like we're doing here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Or you can make like little notes like I have in my sheet as well. Like you'll see the versatile there for the longsword. I made a little note about that. So that's one less thing I have to look up. But I wanted to kind of demo like looking up stuff for you all and showing you, hey, it's okay to look stuff up if you need to.
Oh yeah, God. There are people who do this professionally that still to this day in the middle of a game will have to stop and reference rules or figure out how stuff works or anything.
So it's one action. It has a range of touch.
Okay.
It has verbal, somatic, and its material component is a sprig of mistletoe.
Which you easily find.
Yes.
Or have on you.
And it's instantaneous.
What's the duration on it?
It just says instantaneous. Let me read you the
Okay.
spell. Up to 10 berries appear in your hand and are infused with magic for the duration. A creature can use its action to eat one berry. Eating a berry restores 1 hit point, and the berry provides enough nourishment to sustain a creature for 1 day. So 1 berry is enough for like 1 day's of food.
Oh, perfect.
The berries lose their potency if they have not been consumed within 24 hours of the casting of this spell. So 10 berries is plenty for a small gobbo.
Oh yeah, but you could even eat 2, it'd be just extra full.
Yes.
What do we got here?
It is pretty late, it is. Oh, you're dozing, Tab? Yeah, we shouldn't be too much longer.
That's up to you.
But, I mean, if y'all are sleepy, we could call it here for now and demo some more of this for the next Speak with Dead, if you're all still curious about it. And maybe make it a little bit longer.
Yeah, instead next time we could, do less talking and more demo.
Yeah, we could do less talking and more demo. Are you guys okay with that?
That's totally up to you guys, and if this is a one-off thing, I totally get it.
But yeah, if this is a one-off thing, that's totally understandable. Oh, you're not that sleepy? Okay. So we can continue. Up to you all. I'm good to continue for a little bit more. Like I said, up to you hordelings and up to our storyteller over here.
Oh, I'm fine. I work night shift, so.
You just hiccuped up your throat earlier? Okay. Well, I think we could go for a little bit longer.
Alright, sounds good.
And do like a social encounter maybe?
Yeah, I apologize, man.
Oh, here. We're blowing nose. Hang on. He's got allergies.
So,
He's allergic to cats, and we've got Bean here, so. Cat allergy? I'm sorry. Do you need some medicine?
No, you're fine. I took medicine before I came. I'm
Okay.
not that dumb.
So what's poppin'? I just got attacked by a bear because it thought, Quick the Goblin was a snack. Quick was indeed not a snack, though.
And then the bear decided all the spiritual hoodoo it saw happening was that, okay, you know what? There are easier things to predate on.
Yeah, she has, she's a swarm keeper, so she has spirit bats. Yeah, Purple says it sucks being allergic to cats. Cat allergy is fun, yeah. They understand your cat allergies.
Alright, so what would Quick like to do?
I suppose with her handful of good berries, she's gonna eat one, and then head out to the town.
Alright,
Cause she ain't got nowhere else to go.
considering you're not in a hurry and there's not an imminent storm and you're already on a well-worn trail, I'd like you to make me a survival check with advantage.
Alright, awesome. You get 2 d20s here. And what the advantage is you roll 2 d20s and you take the better roll. I'll take that 14. It was a 14 and a 9. I'll take the 14. With this too, there are some abilities that can affect this. But that's for like other things. Like you have, there's a spellcaster. I think is it wizards that get the portent dice, or is it sorcerers?
Yeah, divination wizards get portent.
If you be a divination wizard, you can get portent dice, and what those are is you can roll 2 d20s, and you can give the bad roll to your enemies, and you can keep the good roll for yourself.
Or give to your allies.
Yeah, or give to your allies. So that's a thing too.
So yeah, what was your total?
My total, non-natural 20.
Okay.
What does intelligence do again? Intelligence is
how book smart you are.
how book smart you are. Yeah. Quick is not book smart. That is probably why she got kicked out.
But yeah, with your survival check of a 20, you basically are on a trail that is very well worn. It's very obvious where the trail is and isn't, and within about an hour worth of just, at a good pace, you start to see like smoke in the distance, like from chimneys and stuff, not from stuff that's being burned, but from wood that's being burned. Nothing's on fire.
Okay.
Except things that are supposed to be.
Alrighty.
And within another probably 30 minutes, you arrive at the edge of a small village.
Yes.
It's not a...
Is it a hamlet?
It's not a hamlet. It's a little bit... It is literally a hamlet that has leveled up to being a village probably in the last year or two.
Okay, so it's a hamlet that's gone from being a village to... from a hamlet to a village.
Within the last year or two.
Within the last year, okay.
It is...
It is bussin', but it's not bussin'.
It is just on the other side of being big enough to be on a map.
Okay, I got you.
As you approach on the road, you can actually see evidence of this. There is probably about a 4-foot cobblestone wall being erected around the town. It's just high enough to, be about chest height on most creatures. Keep out animals, keep in animals like livestock and whatnot. It is in construction, so it is not complete. It's only about 2/3 of the village is enclosed at the moment.
Okay.
And you can hear the various bangings of tools and grunting as people are working on it.
Yeah.
As you make your way up the road, the very first part of the wall that was being constructed, there is a small ramshackle cobblestone hut that's been cobbled together next to the road, and you see what you're pretty sure is a town guard out front next to
in the little cobbled...
No, he's standing in the middle of the road, next to the front door, which is just a break in the wall that leads into town.
Right.
Older guy, probably. Like you're probably a little shocked at why is this dude a town guard, because he's probably like 70-ish,
So he's old. He shouldn't even be a town guard.
Yeah, he's like gray and white-headed and kind of scraggly looking, and he's wearing like leather armor, and he's got a shield and a spear, and you see like a light crossbow on his hip, and he looks kind of casual as you approach, but when you're not trying to hide yourself in any way, are you?
No, I'm just gonna go into the village.
Okay, so as you approach,
if I hide myself, they're gonna find me suspicious.
As you approach, he does sort of perk up, and once you get closer and he can see you more clearly, he actually like hefts his shield and levels his spear in your direction.
Oh, am I close enough to talk to him?
Yeah, you're probably 30, 40 feet away.
Well, she's just kind of curiously looking about and goes, "Oh, hi."
What do you want, Greenskin?
Oh, that's rude.
Don't care much for your kind around here.
That's rude. I don't go around calling you, pale skin.
Not that it matter much.
I'm just traveling. I don't mean any harm.
Yeah, that's what they all say. Well, state your business.
I'm just looking for a place to settle down and stay for a little while.
Well, there's another town in that direction in a couple of days.
This town looks cozy, though.
Well, I don't want you here.
Why?
Because you're a greenskin. I covered that when I introduced myself.
Well, yes, I am a goblin, but most of us are not that bad.
He's giving you, like, real hard stink eye.
Yeah.
Probably, like, another minute or two of, like, banter back and
Yeah.
forth. This dude is weirdly hostile. You're not unused to it, but it is...
She does give him, like, nice voice acting, Purple said.
Oh.
She does try to offer him a good berry as, like, to try to make amends.
Witchcraft poison, you little runt.
It's just a berry.
It's got that stink of magic on it.
Well, yeah, 'cause it's a good berry. It's delicious.
But after a couple more minutes of this back and forth, another guard runs up.
Oh, Lord.
Who, he's seen this exchange
Yeah.
probably go on from town. And
Is he a little bit younger?
He's probably about
Yeah, okay.
maybe you would guess anywhere.
Did they let her keep like her merchant seal or anything?
No, that was all taken as part of the exile.
Of course
they don't
not.
Wanna, they don't want to associate with you in any way at all.
Of course not. Oh, Hydra said she's probably got kicked out because she has low charisma too. And they're saying, is intelligence book smarts or is wisdom book smarts?
Intelligence is book smarts. Wisdom is like common sense.
Okay, because you need wisdom to do ranger spells, so
Yeah.
that's why I thought it was.
Yeah. But this other guard runs up, and he's probably you.
Thank you for the voice acting compliment.
Oh.
Storyteller does really good.
Oh, I didn't know who that was directed at.
I assume you.
Oh, okay. Well,
Was that directed at Storyteller Purple? I assume it was.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's okay, Tab. I get them backwards too. That's why I double checked.
But the other guard that runs up,
Mm.
in Quick's opinion, it's kind of hard to tell, like
what age they are. That's fair
humans
because
are.
Gobbo's age different.
Because they hit like 10 or 11, and then that whole puberty thing happens. And
Yeah.
they get really big, really quick.
Yeah, and the Gobbos don't.
Yeah.
Gobbos are 4 feet, and that's as tall as they get. Who else would it be towards? I don't know.
So you would guess.
I'm trying.
You would guess he's like 18 to maybe early 20s.
So like a
And-
young adult.
And he sort of runs up and he goes, all right, old man, who are you harassing today? And the older guard kind of looks at him and goes, not harassing nobody. It's a monster.
I am monster. My name's Quick.
And the younger guard is kind of like, okay, listen, I'll take care of this. You go patrol. And
I don't like Gobbos here.
the older guard kind of looks in your direction and
Oh, I think it's purple.
He looks in your direction and spits at your feet, and then wanders off grumbling.
She looks at him. She spits back at his.
Yeah, but he doesn't notice. He's old
Oh.
and kind of deaf.
Bye.
Yeah, you noticed that the younger guard had to like speak up.
That's a greeting, right?
But no, that was not a greeting. That was he was being very rude.
Oh, I should apologize.
Nah, he should probably apologize. You don't seem to have.
But I spat back. I thought it was a greeting.
No. My name is Jonas. That was Old Man Berkeley. He's
Berkeley.
He is just part of the older generation and has had more than a few unfortunate experiences with orcs and hobgoblins and goblins in the area.
That's fair. I would imagine most goblins are not very talky. More
No.
stab you and
Yeah.
take what you have.
Yeah, and set things on fire and
I don't do that.
yeah, I would hope not.
I like nature.
But yes, my name is Jonas, and what can I help you with today, ma'am?
Yes, I am. Well, I suppose it will be hard to tell, huh? Yeah, I am a female. Yes.
Okay.
My name is Quick the Swift. It's
Okay.
nice to meet you.
Well, nice to meet you too, and your purpose of visitation at the town?
Oh,
would be-
well, currently I'm just kind of looking for a place to live and maybe trying to make some coin.
Okay.
I didn't really have a plan. I just saw that there was shelter here. It rained hard last night.
Yes, it did. That was quite the storm that blew in.
I figure maybe if I stay in the town for a couple days, if it rains again, I could have shelter.
That's not a bad idea. Are you with anyone? Do you have any companions? Or
Oh, I mean, well, it's me and she kind of looks around for her bats.
Yeah, they're flittering around.
Yeah. She wasn't sure. Sometimes they would, chill.
Yeah. Well, there's nowhere. They're out
Yeah.
in the middle of the road.
There's no forest here.
there's
Normally
no-
they'd be
well,
chilling up in a
there's
tree. but-
forest, but it's far enough away from
Yeah.
the town they wouldn't be able to
Oh
roost. and
no,
still be
just
close to you.
just me and my bat friends.
I see that. Are you a druid or something, or?
No, not that much into nature, but I'm a ranger.
Oh, okay. Sure. All right. Then that makes a little more sense.
Also, I don't kill things unless they throw hands first.
It's usually a good way to go about it.
So I mean the town no harm.
So
I was telling the truth.
no compatriots,
No.
no companions.
It's just me.
No, just you and the bat.
Just me and my bats. Uh-huh.
I
Well, and that
suppose-
bear that we scared off, but he wasn't really a friend.
Well, there are going to be bears around here.
I think he smelled my food.
I guess we could just begin the standard questioning process with all that out of the way.
Yeah.
And he sort of actually like reaches into the guard shack and pulls out like a clipboard with some paper.
Oh,
on
handy.
it. And he looks
Also,
like he-
probably to talk to a goblin and to have one this well conversed is probably weird.
Yeah, he's doing his best. He's trying to do a good job.
Yeah, he's doing okay. He's doing good.
He just starts at the top and he's like, well, state your name for the record.
Quick the Swift.
Okay, click the Swift.
Uh,
I'll write that down.
Q-U-I-K.
Okay, so you actually see him like mark something out and then rewrite it. Okay. And then profession ranger. Do you have any other sort of marketable skills or anything?
I used to be a merchant.
Okay, mercantile. Anything else you'd like to disclose?
I'm good at hunting.
Well, you're a ranger. That is kind of implied.
I don't pillage or eat children.
I'll mark that down under other.
Does that count? She can do the thing, but she has a 13 charisma and a 13 intelligence.
Okay.
She's trying.
Put that down under other. All right. And what is the purpose of your visit here?
Shelter and coin, so I can feed myself.
Okay. So.
Oh, you're stuck behind a domain. Uh-oh.
I'm
Did it
just gonna
glitch you?
I'm just gonna check commerce and
Mm-hmm.
immigration.
Yes, perfect.
Okay. I'm gonna check those.
Immigration.
Permanent or temporary residency?
I suppose temporary for now.
Oh, temporary asterisk. Alright, I think that about concludes everything. A couple things
You can't climb back out. Uh-oh.
a couple things you do need to be made aware of, ma'am.
Okay.
There is currently a curfew in effect. Nobody is to be out on the streets except the guards or sanctioned adventurers after sundown.
Why?
That probably ties into Old Man Berkeley. We've had a couple raids by orcs over the past week or two, hence why we're building the wall.
Oh, well, at least it wasn't goblins.
And there were goblins involved.
Oh. It wasn't me.
And
I came from that way.
I didn't think so, and
She points off in the direction she came from.
Yeah, we don't think so. But there is a curfew in effect. Nobody other than guards is to be out on the streets after sundown unless you have special permission from the mayor or one of the churches,
Okay.
or the captain of the guard. In addition, if you're a ranger, so I assume you can fight,
Yes.
if an alarm is sounded, that means a raid is in progress.
You need help.
And that means that if you are able to wield weapons, you should contribute to the town's defense.
Okay, me and my bats can help.
Okay?
Thanks for not turning me away.
No problem.
Should I be worried about anybody else in the town? She kind of looks a little squirrely.
I'm
after her, like-
sure that there's going to be quite a few members of the older generation and
Um.
probably a few of the current generation after recent events
Oh.
that will not be happy to see you. But
Well, that was not my goblin clan.
as long as nothing is done outside of self-defense, you should be just fine.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't. That bear attacked me first. She's very defensive.
But other than that, other than the curfew and the
Okay.
knowledge that, an alarm may be raised,
Do I need to avoid anybody in town in particular that might find me distasteful?
like I said, that's going to be kind of a mixed bag. Just
Oh, okay.
try to be on your best behavior and don't start any fights, but if you get in a fight, you are more than allowed to
She
defend
kind of raises up her clawed hand and salutes him. You got it, boss.
That's not necessary, but appreciate it. Other than that, Callisburg.
Callisburg. Okay.
You're free to proceed. He kind
Oh,
of
okay.
gestures towards the.
Do y'all need any help with the wall? I don't know how much help I'll be, but
I think the people that are working on the wall are some of the people who were the most affected by the recent raids, and I think that would be a poor decision, man.
oh, they probably would think I was trying to sabotage it.
And they also might try to hit you with their sledgehammers.
That wouldn't be very fun. Okay.
That would not be fun for anybody. But you're welcome to proceed into town. You can ask myself for any of the younger guards for
The younger guards, okay.
assistance or directions if you would like.
Okay. Is
Do
there
you have any questions?
are there only humans here?
No, we're a rather mixed community. We've got some dwarves, we've got some halflings, we've got a few half elves.
Oh.
There's an old dragonborn that lives on the edge of town. Nobody talks to him much.
Oh. Is he grumpy?
He's not grumpy. He just has a very short temper.
Yeah, when she asks is he grumpy, her ears kind of lower and she kind of hunkers. Seems like she's had run-in with grumpy people before.
He's not grumpy, but he has a very short temper, and as he is a dragonborn, he tends to bite first and ask questions later.
Oh, okay. I don't want to get bit.
And most people don't. But other than that, no, we're a pretty mixed community, and that actually calls back to earlier in the cabin why the doorknob was set at a lower height, because if they're a mixed community
Oh, because they've got dwarves and halflings.
halflings,
Yeah. Dwarves and halflings, they are usually on like the shorter side, much like goblins. They're probably a little bit taller than goblins. They probably get about 5 feet. Yeah.
Yeah, they may.
The halflings.
Yeah,
On the taller end.
the halflings top out at 5 feet, but dwarves typically range anywhere from 4 to under 5.
4 to under 5. Yeah. Okay. So that's why they for that height difference. Okay. Cool. Oh, so we got a bunch of short stacks in here too. Oh.
So what would Swift like to do?
Quick the Swift would like to, I suppose, mosey into town, because he said she could.
Yeah, he's like, there's also a couple other odds and ends, but we'll figure those out as you go.
Yeah, I guess she'll go explore the town.
It's a pretty typical.
She's gonna kind of stay away from the older folks as much as she
Yeah,
can, because
yeah.
she doesn't want to ruffle any feathers.
If you would be so kind as to
Yes, sir.
make me a insight check.
Ew. I rolled a 7. Insight. I think that was one of my worst ones. Oh, it's not that bad. Okay. A 10.
10 even. Yeah, you kind of get a feel of like where a lot of the older folks hang out, and
Okay.
and you do a pretty good job of staying away from them. I would like you to make a
Oh?
persuasion check.
Persuasion, you say?
Yes, persuasion check.
Oh! Let's go! We got a 19! 26 total!
Oh, awesome. Just in general, talking around with people, you actually come off as more of a curiosity than a.
Oh yeah, because there's no other goblins
than,
here.
than something to be like gawked at.
Yeah,
or-
'cause
or avoided.
Because
or-
I'm not pillaging.
Yeah.
I'm actually trying to talk with people.
Yeah, so the people that do pay attention to you are more interested and curious than they are like, let's lynch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is good for you.
Yeah.
It's pretty typical.
Yeah, talk to the cute gobbo. Do not hurt the cute gobbo.
It's a pretty typical, like, there's a market district, there's
Okay.
there is a general, like, commoners area part of the city,
Huh.
and then on a slightly raised hill, there's like, you're guessing that's where like the mayor and maybe some of the local landowners and merchants live, or at least that's what you would be familiar with.
Yeah.
There are 2 taverns in town, one in the common area and one in the fancier hill district.
Okay.
Both are open to the public, but both have different price ranges.
Ooh, could the locals give me a kind of a estimate?
Yeah, with the general persuasion you rolled earlier. The one down in town in the common district
Yeah.
is the Leaf Lover.
Okay.
And it's typically for your commoners, most people coming through. The more pricey side of things there, it ranges like in the silver range. But
Okay.
most things there will cost you a copper
All right.
roundabout, or a couple coppers.
Yeah.
And then up in the Hill District, aka the budding noble district,
The budding noble district.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would be classified as the noble district?
is the Blue Swan.
Blue Swan.
And Blue Swan is
Fancy.
Real. Okay, they are.
It's like the Ritz.
Yes. Okay. See, that's the problem. They are trying to be the Ritz in like Kentucky.
Right. Yep.
So they are very much like a night at the Blue Swan will cost you like multiple gold.
So they're trying to be fancy schmancy when they.
Which means they're not doing a lot of business right now because
Yeah.
not a lot of people even have that kind of money in this community, and
Yeah.
the kind of people who pass through here don't have that kind of money. But,
Yeah.
but they're really showing off.
Right. So the Leaf Lover and the Blue Swan. I think I'll probably stay at the Leaf Lover.
Okay.
'Cause I ain't got the muns to stay at the Swan. I mean, I got 10 gold, but until I get some more, I don't want to be flashing my gold around like it's Mardi Gras.
Yeah. Give me a second to look some stuff up.
Sure.
Field questions.
Yeah. Do y'all have any questions so far about anything or any concerns? Are you enjoying? Are you enjoying the little demo? I hope so. I hope everything's going okay. Yeah. Ooh, big stretches. Ah. How we all doing? We good? It's getting fairly late. It's almost 6. So, we are in town if we wanted to. Enjoying listening on my shopping? Yeah. I mean, we are in a town and stuff. Nothing pressing is going on yet. Do we want to pause and see if they're interested more later? Or did you have a little bit more to do?
It's totally up to you and your
Okay. So we've demoed combat.
constituents.
We've demoed
Social bits. Uh,
We've kind of demoed using skills and spells a little.
and class.
Yeah. I suppose the only thing left would be a quest, and that would be a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So, if you are interested, and would like some more of this, we could do a little bit more demoing for the next Speak with Dead and kind of continue this and show y'all kind of how a quest works. Just playing still, did the talents domain on your own. Everyone but Yai died. Uh-oh. That's tough. That's rough. Yeah, if y'all are enjoying something like this, like we could demo like the quest portion, like getting a quest from somebody and then going out and completing it for the next Speak with Dead. Since this one is kind of run into a bit of a long one, because sometimes quests can run a little bit longer. Are you liking the story? Yay! That means we're doing good. That's exactly what D&D is about. Is the story.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. Okay, so yeah, we could totally pause here since we're not into the thick of things, and then kind of do a little bit more in the tavern next time, and kind of set up a quest and do a demo a quest next time. If y'all are into it.
Yeah, and I apologize in advance. It'll have to do a lot with my availability because
Yeah.
I actually typically work when CC streams, so me being off during her normal stream times is kind of a rarity.
Yeah.
If this becomes like super popular, like if you guys really like this,
And want us to turn this into like a full thing.
then we could maybe negotiate doing it at some time else during the week, or like at earlier times or stuff like that. But that's entirely between you and CC. I am just here to do the thing.
Yeah, and that would be if you are interested in like a full campaign type deal where we could, flesh things out a bit more, maybe have a bigger overarching story.
This is just
this is just like a little sample demo,
Yeah.
kind of like to get you all.
I'm gonna keep it real with you guys right now. Everything I just did over like the past 2 hours for like the demo game, I have been completely making up and just pulling out of my ass. Like I zero prep time. I in fact have a note card over here that I was like in real time writing down NPCs as I was just making them up, because I was just like, if this is going to be a demo game, I need to be as fluid as possible.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to prep anything.
Purple said he's just imagining it as an anime style sort of thing with the story. Oh, you just got a join request from an account named Sneaky Diona. You almost wanted to accept, but then you're always nervous. Yeah, that's fair. I'm always nervous about accepting like random invites too. I've only done it like once by accident. Most of the time I just have you Horde in here. So yeah, I think for now.
Yeah, but if you guys ever wanted this as like a consistent thing,
yeah, if you want this as a full campaign with quick
full time, I would definitely like. I have a couple of different campaign settings I could set things up in. I could do a lot more prep work. I could try and find like royalty-free music or things like that.
And we could kind of set this up on a schedule to do.
Yeah, but that's all up to you guys. Like
yeah, but we wanted to demo this and see how you all thought about it, and like since it's a passion that I have, and I've talked to D&D about D&D with you all, and you all kind of, some of you know about it, and some of you maybe have only heard about it or not really dipped your toes in or anything. This would kind of demo kind of what it's about, and the fun and stuff you can have with it. We didn't really get into meat and potatoes of a whole lot. But, like I said, we can demo a little bit more next time and maybe talk a little bit less and focus a little bit more on the demo. That we all can get like a full scope of how exciting it can be. Not that today wasn't exciting. Today was awesome. You did great. Thank you.
I just winged the whole thing.
Oh, you did awesome.
But I had the whole reason I wanted to wing the whole thing is because I didn't know. I had no idea what kind of character she had made.
Yeah, no, I didn't even tell him what I had made.
I had no idea what sort of decisions she was going to make, so I just decided, it's like, you know what, I'm just going to go into this blind and
now
make
let
it
me
up as I go.
Let me preface this is something you normally don't want to do unless a DM is comfortable with it, or a GM or a storyteller. If your storyteller is okay with it, you can go in blind like this and just do kind of a sort of thing where it's just as it happens, but most of the time you will have what is called a session 0. Like we did when we first started this Speak with Dead. I titled it Session 0, and that's kind of why. Is because normally you have quite a few more players, and you will get together with them, and the one who is the storyteller or the GM or the DM will kind of sit down, like the rules for everything. You'll kind of go over like what kind of story do you all want to tell, and like what you would like to see, and this, that, and the other. And then you'll make characters from there. And kind of start with characters. So this was just kind of a blind demo for both of us, just to kind of like show you all what's going on. But yeah, for sure, if you all would like, to see this as an actual full-line campaign after the demo that we do of it, as long as Tin Man has time, our storyteller, and has time, and we can fit it in, I'd be happy to. We'll try to do some research and kind of get some like royalty-free stuff and all that kind of deal, and kind of try to make it a thing and try to get a setup going. Sounds good? Yeah, ongoing campaign would be wicked to see. I'm so glad you all liked it that much. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we can demo. We can kind of like do the rest of this demo that we had in mind, and then kind of go from there. Like.
What do you mean had in mind? I didn't have anything in mind.
No, we knew we were going to do a demo, but that's about it. That's what I was saying that we had in mind.
I literally have no plot built for this whatsoever. What do you mean the rest of the demo? There is no rest of the demo. I am just pulling all this crap out of the ether.
By rest of the demo, I meant the quest portion.
I didn't have any quests designed.
Well, I didn't think you did. That's why I kind of stopped here.
I was just going to be like, okay, what's Quick want to do? And then when you went and did something like that, cool, I can make up a quest around that.
This totally happens too. Like, if you're a storyteller, don't get discouraged. Let your players explore your world and maybe find things that you didn't even know were there. That's another beautiful thing about it that you can do too. It's a story that you tell together.
The best way I ever heard it put is, as the storyteller, you can decide that the next story arc for your game is going to be like a heist, like the players have to go in and steal something. Now, you can design this as hard as you want, as much as you want, but the players are always going to take it and mutate it.
Mm-hmm.
So, while yes, the next step in the plot you as the storyteller have designed is a heist, the players are the ones who are basically going to get to pick the theme music for the heist, and some players are going to go in and treat this very seriously, like life or death. So you're going to get like, Mission Impossible, everybody's sneaking around, like being super cautious not to get caught, not to leave any trace behind, anything like that. Or they can go in kind of blasé and, Pink Panther it up and just sort of go with the flow and kind of figure out the heist as they go. Or they could decide they want to go in loud and maybe blow something up across town and, cue the Benny Hill music.
Yeah.
So you as the storyteller get to set up the, I want to say, like, background and set pieces. But the players are definitely what are going to influence, like, what the level of seriousness really is going to be delivered via that set piece.
So in a sense, everyone kind of shapes how things go. And also as a storyteller, depending on how many people you have at the table at a time, it is a lot like herding cats, because you'll have some people that want to do a certain thing and then other people that'll want to do something else, and then everybody will be different depending on what they bring to the table. Like, some people may like combat more, or some people may like the social aspect more, where you're talking to more NPCs.
I think you missed a follow.
No, we got that one earlier.
That
Yeah,
one?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah. They were here earlier.
Oh, okay. Alright, I didn't see it.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I got them. I think it was when you were taking a break.
Got them. Yeah, it is a bit like herding cats. And occasionally, if the cats are refusing to be herded, you have to skin one every now and then.
Yes. Player deaths are a thing. But yeah, we could totally set something up.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the availability works with me and your viewers, I wouldn't care to do something like that as just a fun thing to do occasionally.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be like it would be like probably an occasional type deal.
Yeah.
To continue it. But if it gets like, super duper popular, we could always,
a follow-up question is like, would it just be you and me all the time, or would we need to like rope other people into this?
Yeah, that's the thing. We would need to think about if we wanted to bring some other people in or not, and if we'd have the equipment to do that.
Because I'm sure I could, just go find some of my friends and beat them about the head with blunt objects.
Yeah, and we could also, if they're not here and they want to play like in the comfort of their own home, I can set them up in like a Discord channel.
Okay, so like I don't do Discord.
Oh, you don't like Discord?
No,
See, I don't know if that would be too many voices at once over like the microphone.
I don't Discord or like online role play.
Oh, okay.
Like I very much.
So we would probably have to keep it to a small group. That way the microphone wouldn't get so overloaded.
Yeah.
As to having so many people here.
Yeah, we would also have to probably figure out like mic setup.
Yeah, and coordinate schedules and stuff too.
Right. Yeah, so
if anybody else had microphones, or if we could set up microphones a certain way, so it would be kind of a.
It would be all the hassle of a normal setting up a normal D&D game
on
top of having to coordinate all the IT.
So maybe just us and either one or two other people max if we do it. But I think it'll just be just us for a little bit, and from there we'll see if we can manage to bring in more people. Yeah. I mean, as long as this continues to be a thing, I just kind of want to keep it to 2 people for now.
It's between you and your
the Horde, yeah. If they are into it or not, they seem to be into it. So.
That's fine. That's great. I appreciate that. I'm glad you seem to enjoy it. I put in a decent amount of effort.
Oh, for sure. Wait until a plot actually happens. It's gonna be good.
Like I said, I was just winging it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For the example one, I just wanted.
Tab says she's volunteers as tribute.
I see that.
I don't think you've ever played 5e, have you? But yeah, we could do it kind of on occasion and see if we could set something up. Like I said, for now, it would probably just be me and you until we could get like schedules set up, and then see how it goes.
I'm sure there is a threshold for that microphone and how much.
Yeah, for this microphone, how much it can handle.
It can put up with.
So we would have to like not try to talk over each other too.
Yeah.
So there'd have to be pauses like with dialogue and stuff. So it'd have to be like a learning curve too.
Yeah. Probably the only way to do it that I could think of would be get one of those audio decks.
Because I know Discord works, because I've talked with some Horde and we've played Among Us together.
Yeah, but I would get like an audio deck
that
plugs into your
and plugs in,
jacks,
and that way
then,
everybody can have
has
one.
multiple mic jacks
Yeah,
that come off
that's
of
once
it.
we get more people involved.
Yeah.
But,
No, I was just brainstorming like how it could be a thing.
But yeah, if you all are totally interested in that, which I think a couple of you were, like we could try to get like we'll kind of talk back and forth, get a rough schedule going, and see what days we could do it, and we could work them into the normal streaming schedules we have. So yeah, we could totally do that. We'll have to talk about it and stuff, but the next Speak with Dead that we do will be more demoing.
Yeah, we could.
And maybe if we get the demo wrapped up quick enough, we might be able to start working on a plot sort of deal.
Yeah.
But if not, it'll probably mostly demo the next time too, with maybe some plot. We'll see. But yes, and we can talk more on Discord too. That's the thing too. But for now, I think we're good. I think we demoed quite a bit today. So thank you for being here.
Oh, sorry.
You're okay. Did you zone out?
Yeah, no, I was just being quiet and letting you talk to your viewers.
You're okay.
I was like, well, she's doing her like streamer thing. Just shut up and be quiet.
No,
That's
it's
your job.
okay. What? What is it? Yes, that's me. I'm CC. But I'm really happy you all kind of liked this session. Take my medicine. I will. Was fun. Listening to this while you farmed? Yes. And it is kind of a fun thing where you can kind of tune in and listen to like a story being told too, which is kind of cool, I think, as well. So yes, the next Speak with Dead will be a little bit more demo, some more chatting, of course, kind of catching up with you all, and maybe we might delve a little bit more into this and make it into a story at that point, or if not, yeah, we could totally try to work this into our schedule on occasion and have like a little mini story campaign going. Like I said, it'll probably be with just me and our storyteller for now. And then once I can kind of figure out the technology and stuff, we may bring in one or two other people as time permits and their schedules permit. But if we did that, just in case they wouldn't be available for like a session, we might do it as like, oh, their characters are off doing something else. Like that's totally a thing you can do as well. But I have prattled on long enough. Thank you so much for joining us today, and for helping me explain D&D, and for just being cool in general.
They can't see it, but I am dabbing so hard right now.
He's dabbing so hard. Thanks for the lesson, Dungeon Daddy. Which one are you talking to, me or him? Oh, there's an event doubling the rewards that you can get right now. Ooh, I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to do that here in a little bit too.
Am I Dungeon Daddy or are you Dungeon Daddy?
I don't know. Are we both Dungeon Daddy?
I mean, I guess.
That's up to you.
Yeah, we'll wrestle for it later.
We'll play Boulder's Parchment Shears.
Yeah, Boulder's Parchment Shears.
We'll play Boulder's Parchment Shears for it later. Dungeon Daddy and Dungeon Dead Man. I don't know if I'm Dead Man or not. Both. We'll flip flop. Both is good. We'll flip flop. All right. I think for now, that'll be all for us. Would you like to say bye to them before I end out the stream fully?
Yeah, sure. It's good talking to you guys. Glad to be here. Glad I could contribute to her channel. Get out there and advertise. You know, make like picket signs and like stand on your local street corner and like. If you post a picture of yourself in Discord advertising the channel, I'm sure CC will figure out some way to reward you. Bye.
Bro, you can't just make promises on my behalf.
You're the one who gave me creative control.
What? I told you to say goodbye.
You didn't give me any like headlines or like pointers or anything. You just said go.
Yeah, I told you to say bye, dude. You're so silly. Anyway, I love you all so much. Have a good morning, noon, or night, whatever time it is for you all. Shamble safely. I hope me, CC, and Quick the Swift was some good entertainment for you all this evening, and our local Tin Man storyteller.
Whatever.
But whatever you are, Dungeon Daddy Dead Man, dude. I don't know. Good night, CC and guest. Yes.
It is I, the infamous guest.
The infamous guest. But until next time, shamble safely. Don't eat any strangers. I love your face. PGA, public graveyard announcement. Be sure to take your medicine if you have any medicine, because I love your faces and want you to shamble for a long time with me. But yes, before I get to rambling again and can't shut up, I love you all and be good. Bye!